She log on, camera on, let it breathe. Reads the facts when she cuts through the weeds. No fake smile, no borrow ring. If it's bogus, she gon' say that thing. Black queen in her own lane. Speaks her mind, don't chase no fame. Got a joke, got a point, got class. If the room gets in, she still talk fast. But she don't flinch, she don't fall. If the truth get ugly, she let it show. And the ones who talk loud still watch her glow. They can roll their eyes, but they know, they know. Jazz nowhere, tell it true. Jazz nowhere, do what you do. Haters hate, she still up here. She bring the facts and the laugh in here. Jazz nowhere, tell it true. Jazz nowhere, do what you do. Never phony, never small. Stand up tall, she says it all. If the clip don't match, she rewind. If the story shaky, she draw the line. She can roast real clean, keep it sweet. Then hit that point like, baby, please. Always ready with a side-eye grin. Call it out, then she dive back in. Her voice got weight, her wig got spark. She leave that room with a bigger heart.
What's up? What's going on, you guys? Welcome back, welcome in, welcome back to the channel. I'm sorry I'm late, okay? My bad. It's been a long day. I got a lot going on, okay? Let me make sure I turn this music down. Make sure you can hear me loud and clear. Tap in, tap in, tap in, tap in. Thank y'all so much for being here. Thank you to Genius. Thank you, Big Shorty, for being here. Appreciate you. Club Jazz in the building. Wait, the Jazz Club. That's what we're calling it. The Jazz Club. What's going on, clubbers? What's going on? Welcome in, welcome in. I said I was going to do a live, but I was like, you know what? Fuck it. It's the Jazz Club. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're going with for now. So y'all come on in. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Thank you so much for being here. What's up, Big Sean's? What's going on? D. Clay Bond. What's going on? How y'all doing? Happy Monday. Sorry I'm late, you guys. But I showed up. I showed up. I came through and I showed up. All right. And we're going to get right into it. Let me make sure I turn this down a little bit because I know it was super loud last time. Y'all can hear me okay? How was your weekend? How'd you guys do? What's new? What's new, friends? It's been a lot going on. And as you guys, well, before I start, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the share button. Make sure you're subscribing. Make sure that you hype the video once it's all said and done. And we're going to get into it. All right. Again, I'm sorry for being a little late today. You guys, I'm in a whole play. August 28th. If you're in Chicago and you come with good intentions and you're not a weirdo, I would invite you guys out to my play, APC Theater. I'm leading, singing, and acting in the stage play. And today I was out with some of the cast looking for different things for the play, going to store to store. So it got me a little tied up. So my bad. Auntie, sorry about it. But yeah, I'll give you guys some more information if you're interested. But thank you so much for being here. And y'all see what's going on. You like the Jazz Club? Yes. Yes. Thank you so much. Listen, Voice of Venus, what's up, baby girl? Let me know if you want to pull up today, Venus. Let me know. What's going on, Be Sneezy? Thank y'all for being here. For sure, for sure. Thank you, Big Sean's. I appreciate you. So y'all know this Nolan Wells situation is an ongoing. First super chat of the night. Thank you to Genius, the Jazz Club Live. I like that bounce. Hey, the Jazz Club. That's what we're doing. It's Jazz Club over here. You know what I'm saying? We clubbing. What's going on? Y'all coming on in, Jazzy? What up, though? Done by Media. What's up, though? Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate y'all, for sure. So, y'all, like I was saying, this Nolan Wells thing, like I said on the last stream, we're not going to know what's going on. We're just not. So we, at this point, everybody is just speculating. Everybody is just, sharing their own thoughts without any real information. We still don't have any real information as it pertains to what happened to him. So I really want to make sure that I give you guys clear information, but since last week, nothing new has come out. However, I did just come across something very strange. Officer Tatum did another interview with Nolan's so-called friends, and they're discussing that CETO call that's been going around that we kind of covered, that kind of gave a little bit more insight of what was going on that boat, allegedly. And when I looked at that video, I'm like, if this ain't a clear admission of guilt, I don't know what is. Okay? I don't know what is. And I wasn't even going to talk much about it. Tonight we dragging Ton doggy. You know what I'm saying? Little titty dog, little titty Ton dog ass. That's what we're doing today, because he's been having a lot to say about Nolan Wells, about Officer Tatum, et cetera, et cetera. And you already know what type of time he on. Coon shit, you know, anti-black shit, being objective when there's no need to be objective, just so he can be the contrarian to the truth. Because I don't know, maybe he thinks that makes him, I don't know what he thinks, right? So we're going to talk about that. And then obviously we're going to talk about, exactly, he's a hoe. Exactly. We're going to touch on Saucy, Santana, the LGBTQ WXYZs. I don't know what's going on, but they've been catching heat lately, right? Saucy Santana, who just came out with a viral song, right? That Quiet on the Creek. Let me know in the chat if you've heard this song, Quiet on the Creek, right? Now, while it does have a nice bounce, while it is a bop, I don't like the messaging, because it's a song that's promoting DL men. And I feel like if you're a gay man and you have sex with men, that's fine. But if you are openly dating men who are presenting to be heterosexual and are down low, and you are supporting that, you're against women, G. And you're against men, because you're playing into the lie. You're playing into the lie. You're allowing people to not be honest about who they are. But outside of that song, there's a video of him going around saying some weird ass shit about kids. Allegedly, he said some weird things about some kids that threw me off. But I did a little bit more research, just a little bit. And now people are coming out saying he didn't really say kids. Apparently he said something else that sounded like kids, that we're all just getting confused. Of course, right? He hasn't come out and said anything about his viral moment, which I do find to be very interesting, because he usually is very talkative and usually comes out and defends himself. He's been very quiet when it comes to this latest video. So we're going to get into that. And then we're also going to talk about Sydney Starr, because if I'm being honest, I'm not going to say I know her, but I definitely have met Sydney Starr. She's from my city. Definitely have had encounters with her. Never liked the bitch. I got to be honest. Never liked her. Always thought she was doing too much. And I'm not for, live your truth, but why you got to just be so overly, like, you want to make the whole room realize I'm transgender? It's like, okay, live your life, babe. Live your life. Why is your sexuality your entire identity, and to the point where you can't go anywhere without announcing it or without making it known? It gets a little uncomfortable. Turns out this bitch is in jail. She went to jail because allegedly she has been found with minors. There's some sodomy involved. There's a lot of real weird ass shit going on with these trans girls. I don't know. And it's an interesting conversation, because when these scandals come out in regards to trans people, the first thing the community does is come out and says, well, it ain't got nothing to do with them being trans. It ain't got nothing to do with them being trans. And I'm just like, maybe, but also maybe not. I don't know. Because we all know that community can be super freaked out. They can be super hypersexual. You know what I mean? It's what they do. It's a part of their identity as trans people, as gay people. They lead with sex. We got to be honest. When I hear like T.S. Madison or Cherry the Boom or all these other trans girls, right? All these other trans girls, they're always talking about their sexual encounters. It's never about real relationships. It's always about how they are getting paid to have sex with DL men, right? So why wouldn't I think that there isn't like a sexual deviancy somewhere in that when you're literally using your sexuality to get by in life? But that's just my opinion. Let me go ahead and play my disclaimer before we get into it. I don't want nobody coming at me because the people coming at people. All right. The people are coming at the people, y'all, and I ain't trying to get got. Okay. So let me play this. These are just my thoughts, my feelings, my opinions. I don't know nothing. I don't know these people. I'm just sharing my perspective on the things that I see. Okay. Y'all can read that disclaimer and we'll leave it at that. So I want to start tonight's show with the Officer Tatum interview because that shit, I literally just looked at that right before we started. So I want to start there and we're going to work our way back. Make sure you like the video. Thank you again so much for being here. I really, truly appreciate y'all. But this interview right here, baby, they're guilty. It's giving guilty. You know what I mean? Like it's giving guilty. It doesn't give innocence. He needs to stop. Officer Titty Dog. You know what I'm saying? Officer Titty Tatum. Enough. You're not making it better for these boys at all whatsoever. Right? So let's get into it. Make sure you like the video, share the video, get some people over. We're starting later, and we're probably going to start around this time moving forward, y'all, because I feel like I be having too much going on to be trying to get on here at 5 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 8:30-ish, maybe our sweet spot. So thank y'all for pulling up. Let's get into this video real quick. And I want y'all to just get into the body language. Get into, hello. Can I open it up, please? Hold on, here we go. All right, there we go. I want y'all to share your thoughts in the chat. Let me know what y'all think about this because obviously we know these niggas is lying. We know Officer Tatum is placed there specifically to exonerate these boys. And again, why they feel they need to be on a defense like this, why they feel they need to lawyer up and speak out and do all of this weird shit with nobody, at least Christine, Nolan Wells' father. I don't know why I can't pronounce Nolan's father's name. It always leaves me. But him, his mom, Ben Crump, Al Sharpton, nobody has accused these boys of anything. The only people that has been accusing them are the courts of public opinion, right? They're doubling down on we didn't do it, making it about them. Elmore, that's his name. Thank you so much, Big Sean. I appreciate you. Yes, Elmore and his wife. None of them have ever, they even came out and said, this ain't about race. We just want answers. There are a lot of missing, there are a lot of inconsistencies. There are a lot of holes in the story. We just want to know what the fuck happened. But listen to how they pulled up. Again, now you got 3 of them in at the same damn time. On the defense, to me, it just gives guilty through and through, in my opinion. So let's get into the video. Make sure y'all like the video. Share the video once it's all done. Subscribe if you're new here. Thank you so much. Oh, let me give you a round of applause. Y'all know I love a round of applause, and I know you do too. Thank you for pulling up to the jazz club. Wait a minute. We cooking with grease. We cooking with grease with that. So y'all, without further ado, let me stop yapping. And let's get into this bullshit. Because that's exactly what it is. Some MFing bullshit. Okay? Hype the video. And I think I saw Classic in the chat. Did I see the 333? I thought I did. Well, Classic, if you're here. Oh, yep, there you go. My boy Classic from the shop. I'm going to review one of your videos tonight, too. Loved your commentary. Love what you had to say about Titty Dog. Tom Daniels. We got 2 Titty Dogs. We talking about Titty Tatum and Titty Ton. Ooh, wait a minute. I don't give a damn no more. I don't. So anyway, like the video, y'all. Let's get into it.
I would assume you're living a regular life. Young guys being in college, having a typical experience. Then you lose your friend.
I think like ever since it happened, my life just like hit like a hole. Like even going out, we're always paranoid somebody's gonna see us, get spotted, try to beat us up potentially or even worse.
Where's the proof? I'm sorry, I got to stop it early because they keep claiming that everybody is after them. But why? Why would anybody be after you if it was an accident? If you're innocent. The more you talk, the more guilt you expose about yourself. They need to shut the fuck up. They got to. Okay, I ain't gonna stop it no more. I'm lying. I'm gonna stop it again, but let's keep going.
You just met these young men more recently. And are you confident that these young men had nothing to do with it?
Oh my God. This is
We
rage
have
bait.
Ed Pausick, Warren, Jack.
Okay, disclaimer. This is rage bait. And I know there was a video, you know, Officer Tatum also did a Jubilee. I know y'all saw that shit where it was him surrounded by people that were against him or against his rhetoric. It was a hot ass mess. I couldn't even finish it because he is so dense. He is so out of touch. And you can tell he is literally placed in position to regurgitate racist rhetoric. It's almost sickening. And what also sickens me is his lack of intelligence as it pertains to history in this country. Let me know in the chat if y'all want to review that with me. I said I wasn't going to do it because it pissed me off. But let's continue.
And then
So here in this video, we got Morgan, Jax, Warren, and Edward. Edward don't look like a young man to me. He looks like a grown-ass man. But y'all let me know, because this is a new name for me. But let me stop talking to y'all. Let's go.
we have Morgan here. And so I talked to Warren last time I was here. We had a really deep conversation, and I'm glad that we were able to get other perspectives now that we have Ed here. Ed is a defamation attorney. And I want to start with you, Ed. You know, why did you choose to work with the boys? What is your plans? What do you expect to get out of working with them? What's your expectations when it comes to defamation?
Well, I think an injustice in one place is an injustice everywhere. I hate lying. I care about the truth, but most of all, it's the actual people who are involved here. So first,
Okay, out the gate, pay attention to the body language. And I say this all the time because body language, is what gives it away. Your body language is what is very telling. Again, now we got this new guy up here, arms crossed, legs shaking. He's hiding something. Okay? Let's pay attention.
first of all, I just want to say Tyler Cox really welcomed me here. My co-counsel, he's an incredible human being and he's an incredible attorney. And then after that, I had an opportunity to meet these incredible young men. And I just got to say, these guys are unbelievable. Warren, Jackson, Morgan, they're just beautiful people. They're
Look at this. Look. Nolan is dead. These were the boys that last seen him. Anytime you should be talking about Nolan, it should be lifting him up, trying to find justice. But you see what this motherfucker is doing? These are incredible boys. These boys are so great. Nothing about how great Nolan was, though, right? It's already pissing me off. Let me calm down.
really decent human beings. They're just great people. And, you know, that's why I'm here, because I want to help great people.
Great people that left their drunk and high friend, allegedly, on an island by himself after you took his phone and his keys. Got it. Yeah, these are such great people. Shut up.
And this is a very sad situation, but it's also a very human situation.
Yeah.
And it's a tragedy.
So you guys have, you know, obviously before this happened, I would assume you're living a regular life. Young guys being in college, having a typical experience. Then you lose your friend, Nolan. And after that, what has life been like for you guys?
I think like ever since it happened, my life just like hit like a hole, like it just stopped. And I mean, we just gotta live day by day from now on.
I could say definitely a whole flip upside down for our lives. It's like even going out, you know, we're always paranoid somebody's gonna see us, get spotted, try to beat us up potentially, or even worse.
Try to beat you up. They ain't beat your ass yet. They ain't beat you up yet. That's what I'm saying. These threats, all this fake shit. Oh, they're coming in. We're outside getting spotted. Ain't nobody whooped you though. You're lying. I'll believe it when you actually get whooped. Chud got whooped. Jake Lane got whooped. Y'all ain't got touched yet. You did lawyer up though. Okay.
Really just trying to stay low key and not go out as much or anything like that. Yeah.
It's been hard because my friends and I are people. I mean, we like to be out and hang out outside of our friend group, and not being able to like go certain places or, walk around in public because our head's always on a swivel. It's really affected all of us. I mean, especially in like my family's standpoint, my safety comes first. My friends and family safety come first too. And it's been really hard because I'm worried about like my family as well with me, and it's hard, but we're just going day by day and just trying to get through every day.
Oh,
Can you give me some examples of what?
Imagine what Nolan's family is going through. What sickens me the most. Oh, and if y'all didn't know, remember on the last stream we talked about their gifts in go, and how they were raising $100,000. They upped the ante. They're now looking for 200,000. Okay, and the fact that all of these boys have their lives still intact, and now they're playing the victim while their friend still was unalived mysteriously after being around them. And the only thing they're talking about now after his death is raising money for a defense and worried about who's going to beat them up on the streets when nobody is trying to beat them up on the streets. Diabolical work.
This happened. Have you guys had things happen online, threats online? Have you guys have any examples of people accosting you or anything like that?
Oh yeah, we have had countless death threats online. Been spotted. I'll let you elaborate more on that. Being spotted.
I mean, people have obviously just pointed us out. I mean, as a group and even on a one-on-one setting, I think it's really just like awkward because I don't want to talk about this, and I know my friends don't want to talk about this any more than we need to. We're still mourning one of our best friends' death, and it's hard to speak about it when, like sometimes we just need some alone time, or sometimes we just need to, lay back and not be around all this. And I mean, I've been called out in public, and I haven't been in public that much.
As you should. All of you should be called out because you did everything to look like suspects after your friend turned up dead. When are you going to realize that you lawyering up, deleting your social media accounts made you look suspect number one? That's probably why the opinions of the public is scrutinizing you right now, because the way you moved was suspect. We don't care. We don't feel sorry for you that now you got to have your head on a swivel. Nolan is dead. You're still alive, and you're raising money in midst of his death, using his name to raise money. Fuck you.
Much. I know my friends have had encounters in public. The threats have been insane from, my stepmom and my dad, my mom, everyone included, like even my brothers and my sisters. And it's just hard. I mean, it's unbelievable where like this has been taken to and the level where this is at.
When you say you've been called out in public, can you give me an example of like, what do you mean? People are threatening you with weapons? People are, not allowing you, denying you service? Because I heard that Trayston, he went to a corner store and they told him his money is not good there. They wouldn't even let him buy Gatorade. Yeah. Are you experiencing things like that or something totally different?
Right. I wouldn't say like that. I think I haven't been denied, anything, but like Trayston, it's hard to hear from a good friend of mine that he's getting denied a Gatorade and a Red Bull before work and having to, like, he calls me, he's like, dude, you want to
What's up, boy?
He got called out at Walmart. Someone called him out at Walmart and was like asking him all these questions and trying to press him about it. And it's crazy to me. Like, we live in a very tight knit community, and for people to, push back and say these things when they know what Ocean Springs is like, it's really hard. And I mean, I don't think I haven't had many personal encounters, but
Pause.
I
Okay.
know being around.
Did y'all just hear what he just said, right? He just said the fact that people are doing this, knowing what type of community this is. Let me just play it back because he said something very similar to that in his first interview with Officer Tatum. Oh, no, actually, no. Trayson said that in the video with Officer Tatum. He sat there and said, how dare y'all accuse us of anything? Y'all don't know who y'all messing with. What does that sound like to you? What does that sound like to you? They're saying like, how dare y'all accuse us? Because y'all don't know who y'all messing with. You don't know. That sounds like you know more than what you're telling us. And you know what type of town you live in, meaning that if somebody gets accused of doing something that they actually did, there may be violent repercussions from that. And you know it, and you've seen it firsthand. I'm listening to what you're not saying. But let's go back.
And say these things when they know what Ocean Springs is like. It's really hard. And I mean, I don't think I haven't had many personal encounters. Live in a very tight knit community, and for people to, push back and say these things when they know what Ocean Springs is like, it's really hard. And I mean, I don't think I haven't had many personal encounters, but I know being around the guys and stuff like that, they have. So.
And Ed, as an attorney that's representing these boys, I mean, what does that make you feel like? Do you feel like you got a good case here?
Mind you, not a tear has been dropped. Okay.
Or, what's your perspective in that? Because, people are online and obviously they know who you are. Obviously they know you represented Donald Trump in some pretty high profile cases.
Oh.
And so now that you've joined.
Oh, this is the lawyer. Oh my God. This is the lawyer, y'all, because that was another thing. They lawyered up and got one of Trump's lawyers. We all know Trump is a crook. We all know he's a criminal. We all know he, a felon. You know what I mean? The fact that y'all went to a lawyer that has once represented Trump, that speaks so much. That speaks volumes. You're guilty. You did it. I'm gonna just say it. You did it.
Or at least now you work for the young men here.
I was confused.
You hear them say things like they've been accosted, they've been, threatened online. Does that make your case a greater case, or how do you work within what's happening to these young men?
Well, unfortunately, I wish there was no case. I wish this hadn't happened. But unfortunately, because these things did happen, there is a case, and now there's multiple cases. And I'm going to tell you something. If you're out there and you lied about these guys, you lied about my guys, you lied about Tyler's guys here, if you lied about Morgan, if you lied about Jax, if you lied about Warren, we're going to get you. And you're going to be hauled into court. You're going to be held accountable. And it's going to be very painful.
Oh, my. Oh, my freaking. They're sending threats now. They're sending threats. If you talk to my guy, my boys, if you accuse him, if you said any, who? Content creators shouldn't hold this much weight if you're fucking innocent. If you're really innocent, why do you care? Why do you care so much? But now you're getting lawyered up with one of Trump's lawyers. Now you're sending out threats to people. We're going to get you, and it's going to be hard, and it's going to be bad for you. Nolan is dead. Why isn't the conversation about whoever did something to Nolan? We on y'all ass. We're banding up together to figure out what happened to him. This is so stupid. At this point, this is dumb.
And what I would say to the people who have done that is now's your chance. If you want to apologize and retract before you find yourself in court, you should probably do that now. Because if you don't do that, once you're in court, now you just can't leave. You won't be able to get out of it. And we're not going to name names because there's some other folks who are doing that, and we want to be better than that. And I want to emphasize this, right? We're not here to guess. We're not here to speculate. We're only going to deal in facts. right? And here's the most.
We ain't got no facts yet. Fuck ass nigga. We don't have no facts. Y'all lawyered up without any facts. Y'all lawyered up when nobody accused you of anything. What facts are you running off of? Because people are talking shit about y'all online based on your own actions. Y'all moved weird as hell after that boy died. After y'all were the last to see him. Now you mad because people calling out the bullshit?
Important thing, right? We don't know how Nolan Wells died. No one here is saying we know. But what we do know is Morgan, Jax, and Warren had nothing whatsoever to do.
How do you know that? Nolan came back with his throat missing. Nolan came back with his lungs missing. Huh? What are we talking about? How do we know that? Where's your proof of that? There is no real proof that these boys are innocent at all whatsoever. And ain't no way you gonna claim innocence after you deactivated accounts and now you going on explanation tours. What do we talked about this before on the channel, y'all. Ton Dog did that shit. Other people that have been called out for their BS, going from platform to platform, Mika, Ton Dog, all these other people that got to go and explain themselves. That lets us know there's something you're hiding. You're trying to get ahead of it. You're trying to get ahead of the narrative to control it. That's exactly what you're doing. Do they not know that we can see them? Do they not know that we can see exactly what's going on here? You have no proof of anything. None whatsoever. But to automatically come out, you sound like the damn sheriff that came out and said, oh yeah, there was no foul play. It was an accidental drowning without any proof. So now you're trying to say that we know for sure. How do you know that? How do you know? When we don't know anything. Stop playing in my face.
With Nolan Wells' death. And that's what's important. And unfortunately, because there are people.
No, what's important is to find out what happened. You should be using your energy to find out what happened to this boy instead of using your energy to exonerate boys that have yet to be accused by anybody involved. The court of public opinion does not fucking matter. But apparently it does. Clearly we're on to something because you're shaking in your boots.
Who want to divide a town and come in from the outside and tell people what to think and pit neighbor against neighbor, it compounds the tragedy. It magnifies the tragedy. And I just want to say this. Here's why it's an even bigger tragedy. Because my friends here, Morgan, Jax, and Warren, these guys are not just the finest that Ocean Springs has to offer, finest that Mississippi has to offer. These are the finest young men that America has to offer. Really great people. And Tyler actually taught me good Ocean Springs people. That was one of the first things I heard when I got here. So I'll just say that they're good Ocean Springs people.
Sorry to interrupt. I know you're enjoying this incredible interview. Make sure you hit the.
No, we're not. Shut the fuck up, bitch ass nigga. Let me fast forward through this ad. Ho ass. Stand him. And make sure I don't miss nothing.
Friends here, Morgan, Jax, and Warren. Tyler actually taught me good Ocean Springs people. That was one of the first things I heard when I got here. So I'll just say that they're good Ocean Springs people.
Sorry to interrupt. I know you're enjoying this incredible interview. Make sure you hit the like. And are you confident that these young men had nothing to do with it?
Confidence not a strong enough word. In fact, beyond a reasonable doubt is not strong enough. There's a 0% chance that they did anything wrong.
How? Look how they looking at him. Look at their faces. Look at them. Everybody is. The body language is killing me. The eyes, the tight jaw, the clenching of the jaw, the class. These boys are nervous as fuck. They're hiding something. Even if they didn't do it, they know what happened, bro. They know what happened. They know what happened. And when Trayson or one of them boys said, we didn't want to see Nolan die, nobody wanted to see him die, That sentence alone told me everything I need to know, because that's a very weird way to describe your homeboy that y'all left intentionally because y'all claim that he wanted to stay behind, right? Y'all claim that it was his idea to stay behind, but now you didn't want to see him die. You saw him die? Oh, okay.
So this is not 90%. It's not 99%. It's not 99.9999. There's no decimals. There's no anything. It's 100%. 100.000%. Nothing. They did nothing wrong. And that's the problem for our opponents here.
That part.
Who have ruined their lives, dragged them through the mud, and attacked them. You don't.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I had like a little bit of cocktail earlier for lunch. Okay. So, you know, I might be a little extra tonight on the stream. That's fine. I don't care. But listen, these boys still have breath in their lungs. I don't give a, their lives are destroyed. Are you kidding me? Their friend is dead. Why do I give a damn about you being cyberbullied? Because that's all that's happening, allegedly. I don't even believe that that's actually happening. I really don't. I really don't believe that this bullying and their life is over and they're getting to, I don't believe that shit. That's convenient to switch the narrative and to shift focus away from Nolan. But look at us. We're getting death threats. No, the fuck you ain't. No, you're not. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. It's unbelievable to me. And the fact that y'all care more about the death threats you're getting. Christine, Nolan's mom, have gotten death threats. They tried to pull her damn nurse license. They closed that case, but she was on the board to be investigated. Nothing about that though. That judge got a death threat and had somebody in handcuffs 48 hours later, if that. Okay? But now we care about these little goofball Jamals over here walking around with their life still intact. There's breath in these boys' lungs. There's no more breath in Nolan's lungs, and we don't even know where his lungs are at. What the fuck going on? It sickens me. The focus has become about them being bullied more so than finding actual justice. And the fact that they are totally oblivious to that, this further proves, nigga, you did it. You did it. Huh? Jazz Club said you did it. Because there's nothing else that shows otherwise. In my opinion. This is my opinion. I don't know these niggas.
Don't get to lie. We have a First Amendment. We love our First Amendment. But you don't get to lie and hurt people. You want to lie and it doesn't hurt people.
What's up, Candy?
You lie and you hurt people. That's why we have defamation. And that's what this is about. So I just want to emphasize this in the strongest possible terms. Zero wrongdoing. Completely innocent.
Prove it. Prove it. Prove it. I'm going to speed it up a little bit, y'all. Prove it, nigga. Just like y'all want to say that Nolan drowned. Prove it. Prove it. Y'all have yet to prove anything. No, these are number one suspects because if it was the other way around, if these was 3 black boys on that boat, they would be in jail to this day. The Coast Guard, the feds, the police, the sheriff would have been at that damn dock after they got back, after a call was made, ready to put niggas in handcuffs. Line of questioning immediately. Not these boys, though. But you want us just to believe off of your words. They're innocent. They're innocent. This is nothing but intimidation. They want to silence us. They want to silence the people that got a magnifying glass on this case. They want to shut us up. And mind you, if you're innocent, shut us up then. Prove us wrong. Prove us wrong. Let's keep going.
Totally innocent and categorically innocent.
And you guys have had experiences with either people threatening you online. I know that, Warren, we talked about this before, and we talked a little, or at least spoke a little bit about when you go out, you guys are getting accosted by people. Can you give us an example of, or at least tell the audience an example of an incident where you guys may have been accosted, or what does that look like when you go out? People threaten you with weapons, or people trying to physically harm you, or people having to be restrained? What kind of engagement is happening when you guys go out?
We went to a restaurant, a couple of buddies of mine, and when we were, I wouldn't say threatening with weapons or anything, but I felt, and I know my friends felt, threat for our lives. I mean, I don't think there was like a fear factor, but at the same time, like it's awkward in public, like I stated, like when we have to talk about these things. But we went to a restaurant and someone came up to me and was like, "Is this you?" And I was kind of like shaken up about it. Well, at first she asked like my name, and
mind you, these ignoramuses, all right? These imbeciles, y'all went on an explanation tour. Y'all went on to the TMZs. Y'all went on to Officer Tatum on these huge platforms to say your piece. And now you're surprised that people recognize you? Y'all doing a lot of talking. And it ain't the talk that is resonating with people to prove that y'all are innocent. The more y'all talk, the more guilty you look. Stop acting surprised. Y'all didn't come out and do no vigil for that boy. Y'all didn't show up to that funeral. Y'all even tried to talk shit about his mother, talking about how dare she do that. He would never want her to do that. Y'all ain't on your homeboy's side, but we know this already. Don't piss me off.
yeah, like all these questions, and I was like, okay, whatever, she's coming up to talk. Well, then she came up to me again and showed me our first interview and was like, "Are you sure this isn't you?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, that's me, like obviously." And she kind of just, I looked at my buddy and I was like, "Yeah, we're leaving, like close everything out, like we're going." And I left, and there was an altercation after I left with some of my buddies that weren't involved in this at all. And they told my friends that they were going to kill them and they wanted to fight and all this like crazy stuff. I mean, I wasn't there, but my friends told me this, that what the people were saying to them was like totally just crazy. Like, I mean, there was people like that were, outside of this telling us like, "Hey, you need to leave before something happens, because I know what could go down right now. And like, I know that these people are crazy." So, I mean, we all felt, we were kind of shaken up about that. It was weird because it was our first encounter as a group. And I think it's also like just crazy that people will like look at you in the eye and tell you they'll kill you because they believe you killed your best friend and you have nothing to do with it.
And Morgan and Jax, were you guys there?
Yes, we were there. I didn't hear the part where they said they were going to kill him and stuff, but
Hey, that didn't happen. Cause it didn't happen. People coming up to you in public talking about, "I'm gonna kill you." Are you fucking serious right now? You really want us to believe a random stranger is willing to risk their whole life and go to jail for sending you a threat, talking about they're gonna kill you in person, out loud, in public, in a public place, at a restaurant? Shut up. Stop lying. They're pissing me off, y'all.
I did hear whenever she came up to him originally, she was like, "Hey, you have like TikTok or anything like that? Your face looks really familiar." And he was like, "No, I don't have TikTok, anything like that." And she's like, "Oh, okay." And then walked off and then came back with, like you said, the first interview on her phone, and showing him, she's like, "So this isn't you. Either you have a doppelganger or this is you." And he was like, "Well, yeah, that's me." And then we got the check and we bounced and we were waiting outside for everybody else to get out of there. And while we're waiting outside is whenever some of our other buddies that aren't even on social media that we were just there with was getting told that other people were going to kill them and all that kind of stuff.
So how did they make you guys feel? Did you think they were serious? Did you think it was just people trying to make a name for themselves by confronting you in front of others? Like, what was your take on that, Morgan?
I think it was just like, I was in the general area of where one of our buddies was, where this altercation happened. And I actually got into a conversation with a fellow next to me that wasn't even involved. And he told me straight up, he was like, "If I was y'all right now, I would leave before y'all get hurt. Y'all need to leave right now. I'm just watching out for y'all and making sure y'all are safe." And I mean, I wouldn't say that those people would have physically done something in that moment, but I think they were playing like almost like a mental game, like just to get into your head and just almost like make yourself like just think these things that obviously are not true.
If you can go back to the very beginning of this, how do you think this should have played out? Because I always question in my mind that when I go back, I look at what happened, I look at the initial stories with Nolan, and you guys knew him, right? I didn't know him. I know none of you guys. I just had a chance to meet you guys more recently. But how do you think this should have gone? If you could control the environment, Nolan is found deceased. How do you guys think that this should have been put out to the world?
So first off, I wish that none of this would ever happen. I wish Nolan could still be here with us today. And I wish that, like I said, none of this would ever happen. Like, I wish that all this could be erased and Nolan could be here tomorrow. I mean, that's more than anything.
Well, why'd you leave your friend? Why'd you leave him? Old buddy, old pal, old buddy. That's supposed to be your homie, right? That's your buddy, right? Y'all left him. Y'all left him. You seem to not understand that. You left that boy, allegedly, because the Cito call is the Cito call. I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. We heard what we heard. And ain't nobody going out their way to manipulate voices, add voices in. I just don't believe that. I don't believe people are doctoring stuff up on that Cito call to make it more than what it is. No, it is what it is. It's been through so many different audio engineers who have confirmed, like, no, this is real. This is true. And mind you, the original Cito call came from the state of Mississippi. Did it not? Am I missing something? So you're saying you wish this would have never happened. If you really gave a damn and you really didn't want it to happen, there's no way you would have went with this story of, oh, he wanted to stay, but we took his keys and his phone. No. Oh, he wanted to stay, but then we called and said that he was missing. But you just said that he wanted to say, oh, well, we wish this wouldn't have happened, but he was with Katie. Well, Katie said something different. All of these lies spiraling out of control. Y'all haven't been consistent in anything. Your actions are not in alignment with you not wanting something bad to happen to that boy. If you didn't, the biggest thing is y'all deactivating those social media accounts. Y'all deactivating those social media accounts and immediately having that judge come out with a statement on your behalf. Baby, if that ain't guilty, I don't know what the fuck is. There's no way a black family would have been able to get away with that. A black judge, a black judge, stepmama to one of these black boys, same scenario, come out with a statement. First of all, inappropriate, right? Against like etiquette for a judge. A black judge, a black female judge would have been disbarred. She would have had her little cloak taken, all of that, slandered, all of that. But this little white lady, though, she's getting away with it. Then the fact you want to say you wish it didn't happen, but you claim that he wanted to leave on his own. I'm sorry, stay behind on his own. You told him at 3:00, Warren. That's what you said last time you laid eyes on him was at 3:00, right? But then again at 4:30, right? Mind you, I caught this. I've been seeing content creators clock that now. I caught that a long time ago. When that boy said the last time I saw my eyes on Nolan was at 3:30, then he said that's when the call was made to the Cito at 4:30. And that was also the time where they were calling for Nolan to come back in. Right? That was a lie right there. That was a lie in itself. Right? Y'all didn't care about him. And at this point, I don't believe he was left. I believe he left with y'all on that boat and something went wrong on that boat. But let's continue.
You think? But other than that, I feel like his mom blasting us on social media from the get-go, saying that he was out there with Warren and another guy.
What's the other guy's name? And she didn't blast y'all. She told what she knew.
That's where it first started to take off. And then also the fact that she posted a picture of me and Morgan and another guy and Nolan on the boat together, blasting that out there, pushing this narrative, kind of, I guess.
Nigga, the photo was, that was the last photo y'all took that y'all was with him. She put out a photo putting us there. Y'all were with him. Why are you mad? Because she's putting y'all at the last place that Nolan was alive. Y'all were. Let's keep going.
I wish that would have never happened either. And I don't think if those would have never happened, a lot of this stuff wouldn't have been as viral or gone all over the country at this point. I mean, this is a countrywide news story that is just blown out.
Nationwide. Oh no, we all on your ass. Country. Nationwide is on. It's not on your side, okay?
Proportion, and the fact that it was our best friend and it's not what people are saying it is what hurts the most. I mean, that was our brother. I mean, straight up. That's what I told his dad the night that he came over to my house. He was like, blah, blah, saying something. I was like, dude, that was my brother. Like, and you know that. You know.
Hold on. Did you catch that? That's what, first of all, why y'all got such animosity when the daddy coming and picked them keys up? Fuck ass nigga. Huh? Why is there so much animosity? You heard what he just said, right? And remember, I need y'all to remember. Follow me. Remember during one of the first couple press conferences, the father came out and said that when he went to go and get them keys, he was basically like, can you please, he had to tell them, if Nolan was your bro, can you please check your bedroom or wherever for his keys? Can you please go and do that? And your response was, he was like a brother to me. Why are you already explaining yourself? But you see what he just did right there. What he said was, the father came in like, blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, what's the blah, blah, blah? What's the blah, blah, blah? No. Let's not skate past that. Let's not run past that. What's the blah, blah, blah? I want to know the blah, blah, blah. What's the tea? What's the key? What's the tea? What was the interaction? And why was it such animosity? Now, granted, a father is looking for his missing son. You're going to come in there like, what's up? What's going on, friends? What happened? He had every right to be that way. But why are you mad, though? Y'all should have been at the door like, Mr. Wells, we are so sorry. Here's his stuff. Here's what we know. No. Y'all was argumentative with their parents. Argumentative after the fact. Slandering Christine. For all I know, it was y'all and y'all families that was sending death threats to Christine. That was slandering her. But what is this tussle? If you're innocent and your homeboy's friend that y'all claim, your homeboy's father coming to get your missing homeboy's belongings, it should be no tea, no shade. It should hand it over immediately. Matter of fact, you should have been at their crib pulling up. Why they gotta come to you? You got his shit. Why they gotta come to you? Hey, we were the last person to have his stuff. We just wanted to stop by, tell you what we know. Here's his stuff. No, y'all don't do none of that. Y'all argue with that man. Stop playing with me. Lock him up. Lock him up now.
That we were picking him up every single day. He never drove. I can't tell you how many times I pulled up in his driveway and picked him up. And it wasn't him asking. It was just because that's what we did. We just picked up Nolan all the time. That's how we, came about to all the stuff that we were going to. We'd go and pick him up. That's how much we like to be around him. We would do stuff like that all the time,
Well, first off, I wish we would have never, I think about this every day. I wish we would have never went out on the 4th of July because I know this wouldn't have happened. Nolan wouldn't be gone. And it's just,
Wait a minute. I'm sorry, what? You wish you wouldn't have went out on the 4th of July because this wouldn't have happened to Nolan? Oh, I'm sorry, what? That is a very suspicious statement to make. I wish we never do it because I knew this wouldn't have happened to Nolan specifically. Let me play that one more time. Maybe I'm tripping.
I wish we would have never went out on the 4th of July because I know this wouldn't have happened. Nolan wouldn't be gone. And it's really hard to think about because it's like, I wish I would have done this different or I wish I would have done that different because now one of my brothers wouldn't have passed away. But I think
stop calling him your brother. He's not your brother. You didn't act like a brother to him. You did not act like a brother to him. You didn't show any type of brotherly love or protection for him. But y'all don't find that weird? Am I tweaking? That's a weird thing to say. And then Officer Dookie Dog over here, you should have asked him, what do you wish you would have done differently? Because according to y'all innocent, y'all ain't do no wrong. You know what I mean? A better question, a follow-up question. Okay, let's talk about that. What do you wish? Because the only thing y'all wish is we wish that the family didn't post a picture with us with Nolan after the fact. We wish that they didn't hire Ben Crump. Everything that may insinuate that you would have had something to do with it or maybe points to you knowing more than what you're telling us. Not accusing you, but saying these were his friends that he was last seen with. They left him. They had his phone and his keys. When we tried to retrieve that shit, phone is wiped clean. Keys was a struggle to get back. What would you would have done? What would you have done differently is what I want to know.
From the beginning, I'm glad that I called the Coast Guard. I'm glad that we came together as a group, even from the first day when people started texting us things, saying, you know, crazy things. But I wish it wouldn't have been reported as some type of race thing. I think it's really bad that like people are pushing the narrative, oh, this is a race thing. Well, obviously it's not. I mean, this is like a brother to us. I mean,
obviously it's not. Obviously it is. Obviously it must be. Because you calling him your brother. But I wonder, would you have left these other motherfuckers back there the way that you did, Nolan? Huh? Would you have allowed your white homeboys to leave that boat in the middle of the island, 10 miles away from shore, 10 miles away from land? Would you have left your boys, Jax and Wyatt? Would you have left them without their belongings? Since Nolan is your bro? I don't think so. I don't think so.
I mean, Nolan's no different than anyone else in our group. And I just wish this wasn't
Really
pushed on the
is.
media as, oh, this is a bunch of white guys that killed a black guy. Or this is, you know, like in the beginning it was like 4 guys went to a stranded island and dumped.
Mind you, nobody said that. At least nobody that matters. At least nobody that actually can move a needle in this case. Nobody said that. Whoa there, big guy. Slow down, Jim Shoe. All right? Got a little too much dip on your chip. Okay? Nobody said, I hate that they're coming out saying it was 4 white dudes that killed a black boy. Well, that's what it looked like. But that's a crazy thing for you to say. Huh? What we saying? He's saying he doesn't even realize the things that are coming out of his mouth. This is going to backfire very bad. Very badly. I hope Crump and them are just sitting back and watching, taking notes, downloading media. You know what I mean? Because they know they like to delete stuff and remove things off. This whole interview was an admission of guilt, in my opinion.
This and dumped Nolan at the island, just left him there. Like even from the beginning, it was just like this.
But you did, bitch. Excuse me.
Thing, and no one had facts, and they were just pushing this horrible narrative, all lies about everyone, and it's sick. So I wish that would have been completely different. I'm glad I called the Coast Guard. I'm glad I made the first contact within all of this. I'm glad I was the first one that called Christine Wells that night and told her that we haven't heard from her since.
Look at him, framing himself as the hero.
And I'm glad that I did all of that, but I hate the way this has been perceived by the media and portrayed. This has like been absolutely horrible with the way and the things that they've said to us and done. But other than that, I mean, there's not much I would change from my point of view and my friend's point of view. I think we did everything right. I know we did nothing wrong.
I think I also want to say, I think it's so criminal that they took something so anti-racist and flipped it into something super racist. Like they took, this is the definition of anti-racism. I mean, that we did not look at Nolan any different than I looked at him, or even you. You know, this is literally our brother. I mean, like we stated, we did not treat.
Liar! Shut the fuck up! Liar! Liar, 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 liar. He wasn't your bro. And why do you care? Prove us wrong. Why are they bringing up race? Why are they bringing up race? Nolan's mom literally said out her mouth, we don't want to believe that. We don't think this is about race. So who got your panties in a bunch? Who got your panties in a bunch? I can understand if Ben Crump, now what Ben Crump did say is that we don't want to make it racial, but we have to consider the history as it pertains to Black people, specifically in Mississippi, baby. Somebody else was just found hanging from a tree, a Black woman. She was up so damn high, they had to use a ladder to get her down. And you know what? Suicide, right? There's a pattern here. I made a post on my community wall about it. Notice the freaking pattern. Nobody is accusing, alleging anything. But when it comes to how many white bodies found hanging from trees in Mississippi? How many? How many white bodies turn up mysteriously dead and there's no thorough investigation? There's a botched ass autopsy. If it ain't about race, let's compare and contrast. How many white bodies are found mysteriously unalived in the state of Mississippi versus Black ones? How many are found hung up by trees versus the Black ones? Huh? If you're really not a racist, which we know you are, your daddies, your mamas, your granddaddies, your grandmamas, great grandpappies, all, yeah, it's y'all. If you're really not that, what I would think is, as a non-Black person, call that shit out. I understand why they would feel this way. I get why they would have concerns. It doesn't look good based on the history. You acknowledging that doesn't do you any disservice. It actually makes you more human, right? It makes you more empathetic and compassionate and also knowledgeable of the history as to why we have to look at the facts as it pertains to race when these things happen, specifically in that state. If I was his white friend, it'd be like, yeah, mysterious unalivings happen all the time. We need to find out what the fuck going on. Because my buddies, how many of your white buddies have you spoke out when something happened to them like this? Any of your white buddies ever experienced this? Any of your white friends turn up dead on that island? Since on the last one you said, oh, people turn up dead all the time. Who? When? And that's weird. Y'all said that a little too casual for me, but let's keep going. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm talking too much.
Any different. We didn't treat Trayson any different. We don't treat Trayson any different. And they just flipped it. And I just think that is so wild that they're pushing this thing that they're saying, oh, they want to end racism and all this stuff. Well, they're the one pushing it. They're pushing the racism. And I just think that's kind of crazy.
Morgan, what's your thoughts on this? How does it affect you?
First I want to say, wish this would have never happened. I wish Nolan would still be here with us today. And, but I, in my opinion, I think that the media, they shouldn't have pushed a narrative from so early. I think that they should have let the local officials do their job, let them release statements. And then, the media is obviously going to see that and then do whatever they do. But that's what I trust the local officials.
Ed, with what has transpired.
Oh, that was a cut.
How does that dictate your response? Because you have a 30,000 foot view of all of this stuff, right? You see the way that it could have went, and you see that there's people that instigated the narrative that's out there now. And as a defamation attorney, how does this navigate your tactics?
Sure. And I want to be clear about something tonight. I'm not going to give any particular person any more oxygen than they may have already sucked up. But I will say this. What's been said about Morgan, Jax, and Warren, I'm not going to call them untruths or half-truths or falsehoods. I'm going to call it what it is, lies. So the first thing that's really important here is we're dealing with lies and liars. We're dealing with profiteers. We're dealing with hustlers. And one thing that I've seen since I got here is that Ocean Springs, Mississippi.
Who are you talking about? Put a name on it. Since you claim everybody is putting names on them, who's doing this?
It is a really beautiful place. And the region is very beautiful. It's one of the most beautiful places in the country. And there is just no question. The death of Nolan Wells is a horrendous tragedy. But for the tragedy to then be magnified after his death for no reason other than profit is a disgrace, or what we would call a shanda.
What?
And
it's magnified because we have no answers. It is magnified because everybody that was with him or around him, allegedly, moved very oddly after his death. We're magnifying it because we know the history. And y'all should be okay with that, to sit up here and say that it's this family pushing racial tensions when y'all did exactly what a racist would do after their little black friend turned up dead. Ridiculous.
I had the opportunity to go to Horn Island today with Tyler and Warren and Jax. And a lot of people who have been sucking up way more oxygen than they're entitled to have not been to the island. I'm willing to bet that a lot of the hustlers and profiteers and liars have not been to that island. And you have to go to that island. And being at the island.
Going to the island proves what? Because here's what we do know. When they called the Coast Guard and said he came missing, they went out there that night, didn't see no body, but then the next day the body showed up. That's what was on the island. What's going to the island now after the fact going to prove? Why do they keep, I went to the island and what? And so, okay. What does that prove? What are we going to see different? I don't get that. What are you trying to prove when I went to the island? And your point?
Island today was revelatory. It was really illuminating. It's a very dynamic marine environment, first of all. But when you go to the island, you see instantly that what some people want to be true, what they wish to be true, they're trying to wish it to be true. They're trying to make it true through their lies. It's actually not possible. It is a very, very long and narrow barrier island. It's basically very low sand dunes. And in the particular part of the island that we're dealing with, there are no trees. It's hardly any foliage, hardly any tree cover, hardly any plants, and it's wide open. And on July 4th, there were thousands of people there.
Exactly. Come on, keep talking. Keep fucking talking. Please. Keep talking. Please tell us how open it is, how much you can see, how there are no trees to block your view. Please continue to tell us why we should find his unaliving even more suspicious, because he went missing during the day. You just let us know there's nothing obstructing your vision. It's open to speak. It was thousands of people out there, and yet nobody at all has answers. Nobody at all knows anything. Keep talking, motherfucker. Keep telling us. That proves something more happened. Because if it was so many people out there, and it was and it was so beautiful, and you could see clear waters, and so what the fuck happened to Nolan then? Somebody saw something, no? Right? Keep talking.
There is no possible way that anybody could have committed a murder in broad daylight on a barren, windswept island that is narrow and was just swamped with people that day in broad daylight. It's just not possible given the natural environment there.
This is gaslighting.
And that leads me to the next point, which is this. Once you know what the timeline is, when you combine the timeline with the actual dynamics of the island itself, all of the lies completely unravel because it isn't possible. And here's why. Morgan, Warren, and Jax left the island at about 4:30 p.m. That's it. They were gone. That is not open for debate. So that's a fact.
But also a fact is that they left at 4:30. And when they left is when they said they were begging Nolan to come back on the boat. But your boy Warren said last time he saw him was at 3. How come y'all not picking up? How come y'all not picking that part up? And don't try to sit here and gaslight me and say, there's no way. This is like your typical bait and switch. How could, when somebody actually does something and is guilty, they're like, now, why would I do that if X, Y, and Z, to make you believe, oh, right, there's no way that could have happened because X, Y, Z. No, they're trying to throw your scent off. They're trying to throw you off of the investigation or whatever curiosity you have to put up some type of framework to make you question what you're seeing. There's no way. There is a way. Y'all all white out there. People die out there all the time, right? Huh? People always show up dead around there. That's what your boy said. But now no one could have ever committed. Why not? Why not? Y'all hang motherfuckers up trees for sport down there. Y'all. Okay? So it's not far-fetched. And we all know there's been just this year, hell, just this month, last 60 days, you have different cases of boys being found dead in bodies of water in Mississippi. Black ones only, though.
They were gone. And at that time, Nolan Wells was still alive. Now, I'm not going to name them out of respect for their privacy, but just as one example, there are 2 very fine, upstanding members of the Ocean Springs community who saw Nolan Wells at about 10 minutes to 6 p.m. So about an hour and a half after these fine young men had left the island.
Fine young men. Oh my God. The legal jargon is on full display right now. You're lying. And I don't give a frick about those people that saw him. Those people need to be questioned by law enforcement. You just said you have people who can tell you that they saw Nolan on the beach an hour and a half later around 6 o'clock, but you don't want to give their names? But have they come forward to say what they saw?
Departed. Nolan Wells was alive. And these two witnesses, two very reliable, very credible, and very upstanding members of the community.
So then show them.
They saw Nolan, and they've known Nolan for years. There's no chance that they made a mistake.
What?
And by the way, this can be corroborated through other evidence, other eyewitness accounts. And that's the end of it right there. That's before we get into everything else about the situation.
What?
And when I look at this, I feel like there's levels of defamation and areas of defamation. And I'm not going to speak on your behalf because this is your story to tell, your story to litigate. But which areas are the most egregious that you are going to go after, or that you guys think also are areas where people have taken this situation and clearly lied to the public? One being the phone call. What is your thoughts on that phone call to Cito? Some people have gone out and done enhancements to the audio, and in doing that, create.
Wait. I need y'all to get into the body language when he mentioned that call. Look at the lawyer. Look at Warren. One more time. Hold on. And I got to find another video because I just saw one on Instagram about the Cito call, because this wasn't in this video here, but just watch.
What is your thoughts on that phone call to Cito? Some people have gone out and
look at Warren
done enhancements.
Adjusting. Oh, here we go. Why are you so mad? Why are you so fucking mad? You innocent, right? It was an accident, right? Look at the lawyer. Smug. Here we go. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. We heard you. We heard you. We heard it. But listen. Enhancements to the audio, and in doing that, created a transcript manually. It doesn't appear that the transcript was derived from an automated system or have any, in my opinion, real integrity with it. What are your thoughts first, you guys, on the audio, and then I'll get to you, Ed, on could that be a defamatory area the way it was produced? So what do you guys think about that audio? Part 2 coming soon. I swear to y'all, I just watched and I'm trying to find it. I was reading the comments and I meant to send it to my damn messenger on Instagram, but I literally had just saw the second version of this when they spoke about the Cito call. So let me try to find it. Make sure y'all hit the like button, please. But that was just part 1. And the fact that they're calling people else, is like somebody said in the chat, y'all raising $200,000 for your defense suit, for your defense, right? Ain't nobody else raising no money. Ain't nobody else raising no money on behalf of Nolan Wells' death, but your clients are, though. A gift send go because of death threats, $200,000, money these people don't even need, right? Let me find it real quick because I almost threw my damn phone. out the window when I heard this part. Hold on.
Obviously, before this happened, I would assume you're living a regular life, you guys. I think,
Hold on. Give me 1 second. I'm so sorry, y'all. I swear to God, I thought I sent it to myself. I was just watching it because he don't have it on his video, on his page. But I literally was just looking at it. Oh my God, I'm so mad I can't find it. I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm gonna try to find it. Give me a second, but we're gonna get into the next video in the meantime, okay? I don't want to leave y'all hanging, but because it was in slides on Instagram, I was just looking at it. It was in slides, and they talked about the Cito call. They tried to say that they were lying. People enhanced it. All of that. And I'm so mad I can't find it. I gotta do better. With saving the content. But let's go ahead and go into the next video, right? Let's get into big dookie titty dog, C-cup wearing ass ton dog, right? You already know. You probably have an idea of his thoughts on this whole case, right? But first, let's get into this video here. I want to play this one. Hold on. I want to play this video here by House of Hypocrites. And then we're going to play a clip from Classic Codes as well, because they did an awesome review. But I'm gonna find that other clip, y'all. I swear I am. But until then, let's get into this right here. Hold on.
Don't know who's innocent and who's guilty. So we saying those.
All right. So shout out to House of Hypocrites, because he be on y'all ass. You know, he was on my ass one time. But we good, we cool. Shout out to House of Hypocrites. Let's see the hypocrisy that House of Hypocrites himself caught this goofy ass nigga in just a couple days after he said one thing and then said another. Let's go.
Those boys, we don't know who's involved. At the same time, we don't know who's innocent and who's guilty. So we saying those boys, we don't know who's involved in what. And like my personal perspective is I want the investigation to be thorough. And once the investigation comes out, then I would like to make a decision for myself. But it sounds like everybody chose a side. And if you didn't choose the side that somebody else chose, then people are going to be against you. I didn't watch the interview, to be fair.
Okay.
To be fair, Anton, you got to stay consistent, especially when I'm watching you.
If I think something diabolical happened. However, I
Look how flip-floppy this nigga is. Listen.
think that Kimmy
What do you?
is 100% on it. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to say, all right, listen, no, you ain't saying nothing. Shut that social media shit down. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. And we going to get a fucking lawyer immediately.
This might be one of the first times that damn near half the panel is against Anton Daniels when it comes to a talking point. We know Molly's still on his meat riding. She gonna agree with everything Anton Daniels saying.
Facts.
But Q and Slimmy and Kimmy kind of got to get them right.
Like almost every other post is about Brandon Tatum. And I haven't seen black people go at Brandon Tatum until I haven't seen a large conversation about him within the community until he started talking about the Nolan Wells case. Me personally.
Well, personally, I saw it started with the stabbing thing, because he hopped on the white people's side on that.
That doesn't mean people didn't have disdain for him before. Like, people been not liking him.
Yeah, I get that. But I was trying to understand why. Okay, let me separate it. Here's what my question is. I understand why Democrats don't like him. I understand why people that are
I cannot stand when this goofy ass nigga always want to make shit political. He feels like anything that isn't Republican is automatically a Democrat. Bitch ass nigga, what if we're neither and we still calling a spade a spade? Why do you feel like it's the Democrats? It's the Democrats. God damn, get the white man dick out your throat, my guy. It's causing you to not think straight. Everything is not red or blue, Democrat, fucking Republican. We're seeing things with our own eyes. Now he's making about, oh, you're a Democrat, so you probably think like that. And okay, we can say the same for you. You're a Republican. You're a black conservative. So that's why you think the way you think. Goofy, dumb, slow, retarded, illogical, liar. Okay, I'm gonna calm down.
not pro-Israel don't like him. What I guess I'm really trying to understand also is why the black community doesn't like him, because the black community doesn't really speak on Israel. They don't.
What the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? What does Israel and black people not speaking out about Israel have to do with this? The deflection is real. He's crazy. Some ain't right.
Don't speak about anything with regard to Israel at all in mass. But what they are having a conversation about is the Nolan Wells case. And so that's what I'm saying.
Well, they probably feel like he chose a side. So, I mean.
What?
Cool. I mean, if they don't like him because they feel like he's choosing a side, and we got less and less, we're getting less and less information from this, and it's just becoming bigger and bigger, and we still don't know what happened to the kid.
Still don't know.
That's problematic, because if the roles were flipped and it was 3 or 4 black kids and it was a white, and a white kid end up dead, I think the sentiments would be different. And I don't
exactly.
Most of them,
bro. When Carmelo Anthony had to defend himself against the bullies, the Metcalfs, before any evidence, any video was out, they were calling Carmelo Anthony a murderer.
Exactly.
Without any evidence. Just because he was black. And why did he take the knife to school? Why he have a knife? They try to say he took a knife to school. It wasn't on school grounds. They try to say he just hit him for nothing. But don't mention the fact that he was threatened. And he was attacked. So we have seen when the roles was flipped. It don't matter if we meet our demise or take somebody's life in a just way, we will get painted as the perpetrator.
Exactly. It always happens that way. It always happens that way. Even if we end up dead in these scenarios, they're going to villainize us. Why are you trying to make it seem like we're just making this shit up? And I don't understand. Like, are y'all really that fragile? Conservatives, Republicans, whatever. Are y'all that fragile? White folks, where calling a spade, calling out the truth of the consistencies as it pertains to these things, we're bringing it out loud. Is it really going to hurt you that bad? Is it really going to what? Hurt your brand, hurt your bag? Why can't you just stand for truth? Because the side you think you're standing on makes you look like a fucking idiot. But let's continue.
We have seen it.
America's gonna feel like that.
If the situation,
America's gonna feel like that.
If the situations was different, Officer Taylor would be like, "Lock up these black people." That's what he would say. If the roles are reversed and a white person died around a whole bunch of niggas, and you're like, "Lock up these niggas." That's what he said. That's the sentiment about everything.
No, that would have definitely been the case. That would have been the case. That would have been it. Period. The court of public opinion, the feds would have beat us to it. You know what I mean? Like it would have been a headline: 3 black boys unalive, da 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 da, without any proof. Do we not remember the Central Park 5? The same Central Park 5 that was accused of an egregious crime that they literally did not do, had nothing to do with, wasn't even in proximity to, and the man that you support, Teddy Dog Daniels, Scamiels, huh? The man that you support so much. He called for their deaths without any proof, without any knowledge of anything. Called for them to be executed. These little boys that were accused with no proof. That in jail. I couldn't even watch that movie, the Central Park 5, the movie that they put out. I couldn't even finish it. I couldn't even finish that. It hurt me so bad. Certain things I can't. Y'all already know I'm already spicy and I'm passionate. But that shit right there will radicalize a nigga. Because the way they did those boys and had somebody like Donald Trump saying what he said. So all of this, how do you know that's what's going to happen? Because look at what has happened. They tried to say Emmett Till deserved his death because he allegedly whistled or looked at a woman, a white woman. And we all found out years later, decades later, that it was all lies, that they just wanted to kill a nigga, like y'all continue to do today. So Anton, shut the fuck up already. It ain't landing, bro.
That black people do everything wrong, and why y'all
don't do that? Because that's not fair. We don't know how he would react to that. We can only talk about what he's saying now. And I'm not even really talking about what he's saying now. I'm talking about why black people would be mad at him. So
give me an example of when he's done that, Quentin.
That's why I didn't want him to say that.
All of his talking points align, and he doesn't see anything objectively at all. He's going to stand far right of everything that he talks on, and is stupid. That's why I love people.
That's a fact.
Far right in your politics has nothing to do with race.
It's stupid. It's stupid.
It has nothing to do with
He's a
race.
full-blown Trumper. That nigga can't do.
Bro, Brandon Tatum, all his talking points are politically based.
Yes, they're all just regurgitation of white wing rhetoric. That's it. He's literally put in place to put out that bullshit, to put out narratives that the system wants to uphold. That's it. That's all. And I hate the line of questioning when Q and Slimmy say, if it was the other way around, he would say blah, blah, blah. Anton wants to pose a question that you can't really answer. Well, when has he ever done that? Give me an example of Officer Tatum actually doing that. You don't need a clear example in that way to know, based off of his mindset and the rhetoric that he puts out, that he would automatically assume nefarious activity of that white, if it was a white boy that came up dead amongst a bunch of black boys. You already know he would name them as thugs, view them as thugs, as murderers, just based off how he speaks, just in general. You don't need a direct, show me the exact proof of him saying this versus that. You don't need that. He already villainizes black people. He don't like niggas. He mad he is a nigga. He's mad just like you. Just like you. Tawny doggy. Right? You're mad that you're black. We know this. But that's also Officer Tatum. There's a lot of self-hate going on. So if it is a black person involved, just like what he did, I mean, you can already tell now. He's using his platform to exonerate the white boys, not to further investigate what happened to him. What happened to Nolan Wells, excuse me. That alone lets you know where he stands, how he feels. He came out and slandered Christine, Nolan's mother. Do you really think that boy is dead? And he cares more about exonerating these boys who have yet to be accused by anybody, have yet to be in a line of questioning for anybody. We don't even have a suspect. We don't even got no goddamn crime scene. We don't even have a throat. And you're using all your time instead of to figure out, well, what's going on with the throat? I would have been impressed if you would have went down to Mississippi and started talking to that medical examiner. That would have been impressive. Asking her questions. What happened there? Because we still don't have a state autopsy. It's all sewn up, right? Just stop.
They are politically based. This is why he had a chance to bring up Ben Crump on why he is taking charge in the investigation and representing Nolan Wells, because he's a political figure. All of Brandon Tatum talking points are politically based. Anton Daniels, bro, it's pathetic, bro. You're not even trying to be objective or trying to play devil's advocate, bro. And these dudes been with you for the longest. Slimmy and Q been with you for the longest. They know what's up. Like, come
nothing wrong to save his life. Like, it's crazy. Like, nigga,
give me an example.
Like, I understand if you're getting paid.
Oh, you know what? Now that I think about it, Quentin is right. No. Now that I think about it, Quentin is right. Because I actually heard him talking about that. He actually brought that up. I'm wrong because Officer Tatum in an interview said that even if it was like four black kids and there was a white kid that came up missing, he said it wouldn't be about race at all. And that's not true. That's not true, because even this is about race. So you know it would be about race if it came to some black kids and something happened to a white kid.
No. Give me an example of a situation that happened that's the reverse or similar to this situation in the Nolan Wells case, in which he by default automatically said that the black people was guilty.
You see, that's an unfair question. I feel like there's a word for that, but that is a very unfair question to try to prove yourself right, to try to make it seem like everybody else is wrong because you don't have any real proof of him actually doing exactly what you said. that line of questioning is not fair because you can't pull any sources from that. He know what the fuck he doing. He wants to make everybody feel stupid for questioning Officer Tatum's intentions because there's no actual proof of Officer Tatum saying, well, in this case, saying the things that he says that he needs proof of for Slim and Q to be correct on their analysis of Officer Tatum. It's bullshit and it's manipulation and it's gaslighting.
I'm only gonna speak on what I've heard him say.
Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony. He didn't give it. Oh, let all this stuff information come out to see what happened. Why did he do this? Why did he have this?
And then this is what I'm deducing from the conversation. By default, you don't like the fact that Brandon Tatum is affiliated with it. And so as a result, you don't like Brandon Tatum.
No, I didn't like him before I found that out. I just found that out today, actually. And I didn't like him long before that. I didn't like him way back with the stabbing at the track meet when he hopped on the white people's side per usual.
Okay, well, to answer your question specifically, Anton, I'll say this. I didn't know who Officer Tatum was prior to the whole Nolan Wells interviews. I personally don't seem to care for him because I don't think that his interview was thorough. I don't think it was as thorough as it could be. And then after hearing all this other stuff about him, I'm like, okay, that kind of makes sense why his interview wasn't thorough. So to your point about confirmation bias, I think that has a lot to do with it, because if I thought that those boys were innocent and that's how the interview went, I wouldn't have a problem with it. But I do.
But then at the same time, we don't know who's innocent and who's guilty. So we saying those boys, we don't know who's involved in what. And like my personal perspective is I want the investigation to be thorough. And once the investigation comes out, then I would like to make a decision for myself. But it sounds like everybody chose a side. And if you didn't choose the side that somebody else chose, then people are going to be against you. I didn't watch the interview, to be fair.
To be fair, Anton, you got to stay consistent, especially when I'm watching you.
If I think something diabolical happened. However, I think that Kimmy
what do you
is 100% on it. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to say, all right, listen, no, you ain't saying nothing. Shut that social media shit down. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. And we going to get a fucking lawyer immediately.
Fine to watch officers. I'm not even interested. I watch car videos, animal videos. Those are the things that I watch, and those are the things that's on my algorithm. So I don't care about them. As a matter of fact,
So why are you questioning the stances that your panel is taking? They saw the interview. You didn't even take the time to even do your due diligence to watch the video, right? You didn't even take the time, but you're already pushing back against the people that did actually take the time to watch the video, to watch the interview, to look at it, to assess it, and come to the conclusions based off what they saw. So why are you trying to combat what they're saying when you didn't even do the work yourself? Ridiculous.
Said stuff on this platform like, yo, I want to do some content on Anton. And I never followed up. I never reached out because I just don't give a fuck. So the point that I'm making is that I don't think that most people can be objective. I just don't. I think that people have multiple different reasons, valid or invalid, on why they like him or why they don't like him. I haven't even given my opinion on whether I like him or not. I just don't care. I think he's really good from a political perspective on some of the things that he talk about. I don't know his stance on some other things, but I think that there's a demographic of people that rock with him. And as far as this whole Nolan Wells case, I just think that he's telling a side of the story that's being neglected to be told. And when I take the information in,
I beg your pardon?
There's certain parts of the story.
Slimmy. Finally, I'm proud. I'm proud. Okay, somebody got to do it. I beg your fucking pardon. And again, and look at House Face. Everybody is giving you the side eye. Why are you're saying let's be objective? Objective for what? Would you be objective if it was your kid? Would you be that cavalier about the stuff that's been coming out and how your kid's friends that she was with last came out deleting stuff off of phones and deactivating accounts and going into hiding, but only talking to specific outlets about what they saw and what they didn't see allegedly? Now you want to talk about objectivity, but you would never stand for that if it was you. Let's go back. Slimmy clocked it immediately. Hey, and just so we know, these dudes don't fuck with me. They don't fuck with me. I don't fuck with them like that either. They cool. You know what I mean? It's all good. I ain't got no beef. But they can't stand me. I know that for sure. But I'm proud of y'all. Let's give Slimmy and Q a round of applause for putting that dick on the table. Yeah. You did it. You finally did it. We was wondering, like, do the ball sack exist? It's there. You proved us. Good job.
Story that's being neglected, right?
Which is what?
Like, for example, they tried to make it seem like that none of the families or none of the kids actually reached out to the mother, and they did.
Who cares?
What do you mean who cares? Because
That's part of the story.
That's a part of the narrative. They're trying to paint it like,
In the opposite
when they did the press conferences with Ben Crump and they was having a conversation, they tried to make it seem like, oh, they're hiding. Nobody tried to reach out to me. Nobody said. The family literally said that.
What
They
does
said that.
mean though? What does that mean?
It means a lot. It means that they
How
wasn't.
does that, wait, how does that change? How does that change how people look at the case?
It changes a lot of things from my perspective.
How?
Because
When
it
one
shows
thing
you
comes out and it's not true, then you have to start questioning a little
Well,
bit.
nobody wants
Right.
to be on either. Like no one wants
Bro,
to
I
be.
didn't-
It's the
That
same
won't
reason
change.
why I question
That
why they
won't
hired. Hold on. It's the
won't
same
change
reason
all
why I
this.
questioned in the very beginning of why they hired a civil rights attorney instead of hiring a private investigator or some other type of shit. Why is the first person that you hire a civil?
You're
Why can't I ask
you're dumbing him down to something that he's more than just a civil
No,
rights.
what I'm saying is there are certain parts that I look at what he's doing and I don't give a fuck about.
And let's just say he didn't hire a civil rights attorney, obviously. And like I said, y'all can have your feelings about you can have your feelings about Ben Crump. I have my feelings about him too. However, let's say if it wasn't a civil rights attorney, if it wasn't Ben Crump and it was somebody else, and they came out and did the exact same thing. And they said, and they came out with the Wells family saying the exact same thing that Crump is saying. We just want a thorough investigation. We're not accusing anybody. We're just paying attention to the patterns. We're paying attention to the consistencies and the inconsistencies when it comes to Black bodies dying in Mississippi. Would you have this much pushback if it was a white man coming out saying that? You probably wouldn't even touch it. You probably wouldn't even have shit to say. But just because it's a Black man or Black faces that are coming out trying to help this family, from what we can see, now you mad at the type of attorney that they are? If it was any other color of attorney, you wouldn't have shit to say. Shut the fuck up. You're biased and you have internalized racism, and it will be your demise in the end. It's going to catch up to you when you go against your true self. Right? When you go against who you are, especially as a Black person, and you use all your energy to go against other Black person, please believe God is always watching. Huh? What? I ain't saying nothing. I'm just saying, I don't know if that karma is good. You put out too much negativity amongst your own people, God's people, for you to actually prosper in life, for real. In my opinion. The energy is a little bit off when it comes to that. And the fact you go so hard against it, it just shows where you stand. You're not being objective in this space. You're almost irritated that they picked up a civil rights attorney. What's it to you? Why are you so mad at that?
I'm saying that don't have no relevance to anything that I care about. And then there's other parts that he does expose that I say, that's interesting. So I don't take everything that I've seen him say in an interview with people and take it as gospel. But there are certain things that he says, and I'm like, wait a minute. If they did reach out to him, and he's saying that he has evidence that they did reach out to the mother, and they did reach out to the family when it happened, why would they say that he didn't? That none of these people actually reached out to him? And why is that a thing?
Maybe
because they could be lying.
Maybe the parents don't know these people. We heard in interviews how Warren had to ask Javion for their parents' number. He reached out that night saying, hey, have you seen Nolan? And she was like, oh, nah. 11 hours later, though. You know what I'm saying? They had his phone and his keys for 7 to 8 hours. They said they didn't touch Nolan's phone, but they had to move the phone from the boat to the car. From the car to the hands of Nolan Will's parents' friends.
Clock it.
When you say reach out how? The day on the 7th, Warren mom sent the text message. Hey, boom, boom, boom. Oh, I reached out. Oh, he didn't get to me. He's saying, oh, we can show proof that they reached out. What that mean? You got somebody number. You got somebody number from somebody else. The number ain't saved. You know what I'm saying? You didn't pull up. Y'all such best friends. Y'all such best friends. You didn't pull up to the mom's house and go speak with the family and try to offer your services of going to look for the son. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't come to the funeral.
Hello?
Y'all didn't make no posts about the condolences or nothing.
Came out immediately defending yourself. Came out before anybody accused you. Came out immediately to defend yourself. Right away. That for me is an admission of guilt. There's no way around it. So now that we see you and we're calling it out, now everybody is wrong? Okay.
When one mom found out Nolan Will's body was found, she wanted the conversation. She ain't offer any kind of type of condolences. We don't see none of that on the internet. They deleted all their posts of Nolan Wills. So reaching out has nothing to do. And this is Anton Daniels' stance. Oh, once I seen, he said he had proof. We didn't see no proof. He's just saying he had proof. We haven't seen any proof.
I think it's a fair question to ask. And if you're telling me that it's not a fair question to ask, now I'm really questioning people's bias towards Brandon Tatum.
And it matters.
Well, how can you say? Why are you believing that they reached out to him? And you're not saying they're saying it didn't happen.
Brittany was talking first.
But then you're believing their side was
Brittany was talking first.
Okay.
No, nigga, that's where we started talking at the same fucking time. If you want to be for real,
I definitely started talking first.
This is crazy.
I'm only woman.
Please stop. Please
I don't even
stop.
people cutting me off,
Please.
nigga. This is
Leave me over there fighting for her life to moderate. Please stop. Please stop. Mimi, baby girl, you gotta pull up. He needs to get you he needs to make sure he gives you like the option to mute people. You gotta be able to moderate, baby. I know it's hard because they like to tussle, but you doing all right. You're doing all right over there.
I was just going to say that it does matter, because if someone says that you didn't reach out, but you do have proof that you did reach out, and then you're getting on TV announcing that you want to know what happened to your child, but the people who you say your children were with, you could have spoken to them. That does to me matter, because why aren't you talking to the people that were with your kids if they're trying to reach out to you? And whether you believe their side of the story or not, you should want all the information.
Man, they talked to them people that night. The father went over there to retrieve the keys and said these kids were hostile. They was hostile with them. You know what I'm saying? The women I think the moms went over there too, and the dad had to calm her down. After they had that confrontation with y'all, and then you talking about y'all reaching out, these people don't want to talk to y'all no more.
Right.
They trying to find out what happened to their son, and y'all going on goddamn Officer Tatum's show, eventually trying to discredit the parents, trying to say
Exactly. That's what I said last week. Y'all only talked to them that night. And then when y'all did have encounters with them, it was hostility. They probably don't trust you anymore. Their son was with you when he turned up missing, when you turned up dead. Right? Why would they want to further have any discussions? Especially you deleted Nolan off of your social media, closed your accounts, went into total after that. After you made the call, of course, you got to do something in the moment. You're trying to cover something up. So it's not far-fetched. Well, I called his mom first. But then again, why are you calling the mom saying that he's missing when you claim that you knew where Nolan was and he wanted to stay back with Katie? Katie, no bands. You know what I mean? Like, you're playing around. They're playing around.
The parents making it about race, which they haven't done. And then Officer Tatum, this is what y'all don't know. Officer Tatum went on a smear campaign because he reached out to Nolan Will's family, which is what he's saying early on, trying to get their side of the story. They declined. Once they declined, he eventually got Warren and the Tristan dude to speak on camera with this groundbreaking interview that really didn't say nothing, but they incriminated themselves, right? He then gave them the platform, and he started to smear and bash Nolan Will's family in being crunk because they declined his invitation to speak. Everybody reaching out has seemed like they didn't turn on the family because the family didn't want to talk to them. What y'all say y'all don't know nothing about what happened to their son, but saying, oh, we reached out to tell them what happened to their son. Like, come on, man.
would. So if you're saying no one reached out, that's not true. And granted, she could have said it in the heat of the moment because she might have been going through it. That's fine. But at the same time, if I want to know something that happened to my kids and someone is reaching out that was with my child, I'm going to want to talk to you. What happened?
How was they with the child? How was they with Nolan when they've been saying they didn't see Nolan for 3 to 4 p.m.
Exactly. Which is also a lie.
What is this woman saying? What are you saying? They was avoiding. Once the body was found, everybody profiles went dark.
Exactly.
When people was
y'all make sure y'all like the video. Like the video. Please like the video. If you don't do nothing else, like the video. We got 64 people in the building, 65. We going up on a Monday. Thank y'all so much for being here. Make sure you like the video, share the video, hype the video when we are done, you guys. I really appreciate you guys being here tonight. We're gonna get through this. I got one more video on this well singing, and then we'll get to the other stuff that we got on the docket today. All right. Thank you for bearing with me. We just vibing.
Speculating. Well, why would y'all leave him on the island? Why would y'all have his phone? You know, this came out early on. Them having the phone, his car keys still. This came out early on, and y'all questioning why the family don't want to talk to these people. They've been disingenuous and sketchy, and they already talked to these people. That's the thing about it. They talk to these people early on. I don't have to keep talking to you when you say you won't have nothing to do with my son. So
hello?
That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get a private investigator and we're gonna get representation.
We're gonna get into that.
So we can figure out because y'all not saying nothing. But y'all doing
it's always one on the panel that wants to be in Anton's graces so badly that they are afraid to go against what he's saying. They want to be in alignment with him. They think being in alignment with his mindset is going to benefit them, right? They don't want to go against him. I never cared, as y'all know. I never gave a damn. But it's always a couple of them on here, especially the ladies. They're scared to go against them. They're scared to actually speak their mind. And we're going to get into it because Classic Codes really kind of called that part out. I don't know if he knew that he called it out the way he did, but we're going to review it in a second. Let's get through this. Exactly. She's a kiss ass. Teacher's pet. Cute. You know what I mean? I've heard some of her takes before. I don't remember if we were ever on a panel together. I ain't got no problem with Shorty. I ain't got a problem with nobody. Everybody got a problem with me though, but that's all right. But yeah, she's one of them. She's a pet. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I agree with Tom. I agree. Would you feel that way if it was the other way around? If it was you? Okay.
a lot. This is not hard to understand. So how in your mind things have changed towards the parents? Oh, so you're gonna look at Nolan Wells' death differently because the parents said they didn't that these people ain't reach out to him. So now your mind is just changed completely. Oh, now it's F Nolan Wells because the parents said they didn't speak with them. Y'all weird, bro.
It's just dumb how y'all try to make me and Slimmy. Y'all wanted me and Slimmy to prove something today, and y'all can't prove that she tried to reach out besides it came out of her mouth. You can't prove it.
You can't prove that.
Y'all keep saying they reached out, and you're taking that as gold.
Exactly. Come on, Q. That's what I'm saying. That you just running with what they say as it is to be true. And I don't even think that Christine or the family ever came out and said, Warren reached out to me. So-and-so reached out to me. I talked to the boys. We have an understanding. She ain't never said that. She ain't never came out and said that. She's consistently said, I don't know nothing. They ain't talking to me about shit. But y'all running off with what these white boys saying and running with that as proof of the truth.
Text messages that prove that
you can't prove it. You ain't seen the text messages.
We have seen them on Officer.
I don't have to.
You seen one text message from Judge Ashley Cole reaching out. We don't know if the mama seen the message or not. Probably after it went viral. A text message. Y'all think there's some type of credence,
right,
of reaching out? Did somebody pull up to Nolan Wells' parents' house and knock on the door? That's how you show support and you here for them. Not no damn text message or no call when y'all supposed to be friends. We ain't hear them say, hey, we pulled up. They didn't answer the phone, so we pulled up to check. We pulled up at their house because that's our best friend. We wanted to make sure the family's all right. Weak ass shit y'all talking about.
Right.
Tatum said that he's seen them. I don't.
Okay, so when Officer Tatum say goes, that's what
goes, but it's kind of like, why would he just randomly?
You're picking a side. They didn't prove it. You want to make it consistent with
maybe
everything
that's
we
information
said,
that they
but y'all
can't
just getting this off and y'all
but that
can't prove
doesn't
none of
mean
it.
that either.
Y'all can't prove it. The first thing that
So we
the
can
first
prove that.
person that spoke out about the Nolan Wells incident was them parents' bitch ass fucking mama. That was the judge. She was the first one that spoke out about anything and said pretty much nothing happened. If I was the mama, I wouldn't want to speak to them motherfuckers either.
Come on, Q.
If you're the
I would,
parents,
if I
you want to
were
speak
having
to
my kid.
everybody to find out what happened to your child. What are
I
you
would
talking
know.
about, bro?
Okay, I'm sorry. When this shit is legal, that's not how it works. It's not how it works.
It doesn't matter about if it's legal or not. The first
I don't know, little doggy. I don't know. Tom doggy. I know you out there. I know you watching. You always watching. Corny ass nigga. Your boy's turning on you. The jig is up. And I'm proud. Okay? Stay on this nigga's neck. All right? Keep calling it out. Because allowing him to have this big ass platform and spew the bullshit that he says without any facts, but then wants to say his opinion as fact is ridiculous. I'm very pleased. I am very pleased with this interaction here. I'm gonna play a little bit more of this and then we're gonna move on to the next video. Let's go.
You as a parent, this is bullshit.
Now you got kids.
Now you're bullshit. Because you as a parent, the first thing that you're gonna want to know is what the fuck happened to my kid.
And for you to think that they didn't blow up these people, like if the Nolan Wells parents didn't contact everybody after the disappearance of their son, are you crazy? Or attempted to?
Hello?
So now when they say, oh, we tried to reach out, they didn't respond. At this particular time, they already found their son dead.
Of anything, before I focus on anything else, I want all of the information from as many people as possible about what the fuck happened to my kid. What are you talking about, bro? No parent.
What I'm talking about is that they lied. They said that he wanted to stay on the island by himself. No one knew what happened to him. Clearly, he was on the boat dead. So they was lying. Why do you want to talk to a liar?
No parent.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. They played the video. It's all over the internet. Yes, there is. Yes, there is. Yes, there is.
Brittany, baby, please stop. This is not going to work out for you. Being his lap dog, I need you to have your own brain, ma'am. I'm gonna need you to have your own brain. It's not cute. It's not a good look. It will backfire. Okay.
Okay.
No
It's
parent.
everywhere. That calls
No
us everywhere.
parent would not
There is proof.
want to talk to as many people as possible that could have been a witness to what happened to their kid. That doesn't even make sense. I want to talk to every single person. I want to interview every single person, and I want to find out and compare and contrast who the fuck know what about my kid. That don't even make sense, bro.
It does make sense.
What
Maybe
are you
she's
talking
letting the authorities do it.
What is that?
There's no text messages on here.
What?
I don't think they released the text messages.
Fuck out of here.
He
Fuck outta here.
put the text messages on his show. If you watch his show, I actually watched it.
said they were on
No, he didn't. He never showed. We watched it together, y'all. We watched the first Warren video. I'm sorry, the first Warren interview. The second one, we watched Trayson's. At what point was there actual text messages ever shown? So Mimi, now you lying? Listen to what she says. Hold on.
text messages on here.
What?
I don't think they released the text messages.
Fuck out of here.
He
Fuck outta here.
put the text messages on his show. If you watch his show, I actually watched it.
What episode was this? Was it during the interviews? What episode is this? Where they show actual text messages, and that don't mean nothing. That doesn't mean anything. What we need to be focused on is why you delete shit out that boy's phone. Why did you deactivate your Instagram? Before the world knew Nolan was dead, y'all was already lawyered up with deactivated social media accounts. But now you want to talk about these mysterious, inconspicuous ass messages that nobody really saw or did see. This is all word of mouth. Miss Mimi, what we talking about?
Said they were on his page.
It's on his YouTube page.
Okay.
YouTube. I don't watch his TikTok or Instagram. I watch him on YouTube.
It's like you can't be black and say like you just want to know what happened. People are so like it's just so dumb to even have these conversations because just because I'm black, I didn't finish. What?
What?
Go ahead, Brittany, finish.
I'm just saying like being black is not even a thing of this conversation. What difference does it make if someone is black or not? Like me being black doesn't mean that I can't say I would want more information. It doesn't mean I'm going against black people because I'm saying that if I had a child that I would want to have questions asked to the people that were with my child.
Who mentioned anything about being black in this conversation?
Retarded.
I'm confused.
That's ignorant. Like, yes, I'm going to ask those questions. Whether or not I believe what they say, that's a normal thing to do is to ask, what happened? You guys were with him. What transpired? where's my kid? How is that not a smart question to ask? Like,
they gave him no information. They tried to be hostile with the daddy when they picked up the keys. They talked to them that night and they said nothing else. Now they got a gift send go raising money. We're going to pause this right now. Shout out to House of Hypocrites. We're going to pause this video. We're going to pause another video. We're going to go to another video. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. We're going to go to another video with Classic Codes because he caught a particular part of that conversation that I thought was very interesting, right? Specifically with what I thought that was very interesting because it really gave a little bit more in-depth insight on what they believe. And y'all, I did find the videos of the second part of the video. I'm sorry, the second part of the interview with the boys when they were talking about the CETO. We're going to play that right after this. Don't go nowhere. Like the video. Shout out to Classic Codes in the building. Shout out to everybody here. Let me give a round of applause. Thank y'all so much for pulling up. I see y'all in the chat. Thank you so much. Show some love. You know what I mean? We got a gold coin. Thank you so much. Thank you for the 10 jewels of gold coin. Big Sean, I appreciate you. Y'all, if y'all want to interact a little bit more, drop a super chat in the chat. If you want to support the channel, $ more jazz, $ more jazz. I'll put the banner up just for a little bit. Right. And I need to change it because we're almost at 3,000 subscribers, y'all. We're almost there. I don't know why it's taking Auntie forever, but it's okay. We're taking the stairs, right? We're taking the stairs on up. We're taking the stairs, not the elevator. But let's get into this video. And there's so much. Apparently, Anton been on a talkative tour as well, right? So I don't know how long that conversation actually was, but this part of the conversation, House of Hypocrites, I don't think caught. He was specifically honing in on one part. This is another one. This is with Classic Codes and Tez. Let's see what they caught in this video here.
Whether they posted them or not. So they were taking pictures and videos. Don't you see why the mom, Nolan's mom, is concerned? There's nothing on her son's phone.
Well, Nancy, it's unclear exactly what the mother is articulating because at one point she's concerned that there's not a lot of Snapchats or social media posting.
Shout out to you.
Or is he becoming the most hated person on, well, not just YouTube, he's all over CNN and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, because he's a fucking tap dancing fucking grifter. The pure fact that you can give him any scenario, and I know this nigga's point of view before he opens his mouth.
Hey, when you can work for a tap dancing grifter and call somebody a tap dancing grifter with a tap dancing grifter on the panel with you that you work for,
it's crazy.
That is diabolical. That's diabolical shit, man. Major P said tap dance, yeah, for sure. Let's move, man. We ain't got too much time. Let's go.
7K.
Let's get it.
I know what side he's going to pick on every argument before he even opens his mouth. It's stupid.
Okay.
He had all of these interviews with these alleged friends, and that nigga just asked questions like they was their best friends. He didn't hope.
Exactly. And he asked questions with leading questions. I think I might have to fast forward this a little bit so we don't double play. Thank you so much, Mick D. Bozak. Thank you for the finger heart. Okay. I like that. All right. I like these little gifts and whatever. Thank you so much. Magnetar in the building. Hey, Mag. Where you been, friend? Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. He says, can you keep going listening while working? I got you, boo. I got you. And I see you, True Talk. I see you. Appreciate your understanding. All right, let's keep going. We might have to go ahead a little bit. Classic, let me know if we're at a part, if you're still here, if we're at a part that we just reviewed on House. Because I was watching your video earlier and the conversation was different from what we just saw. But let me know.
Oh, they flipped to the fire when they was flip-flopping on the answers. And this nigga just like that nigga. He trying to get with the people.
Who's the people?
He tap dancing for the white man.
Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
Classic.
Yeah.
I gotta check temperature real quick.
Yeah.
Who is the people?
The white people.
Them ones that was out there with them boats.
Yeah.
them white people.
Yes, sir.
Why is it that every time a white person with a boat got to be the downfall of all types of black people. Why is that? Give a man a boat.
Okay, I'm gonna fast forward just
something bad happens to the black guy.
There.
Chris,
Kids these days, they don't enjoy the moment. There's no such.
You be on G. This is the classic codes. That's the tears down. This is the human experience. And if we ain't nowhere else, I'm not
Classic. I'm looking for the part where you were specifically talking about Brittany and was questioning if it was her kid, would she have all this objectivity? If it was her kid, would she feel the way that she's feeling as it pertains to the situation now? That's the part I'm looking for. So I'm gonna let it play, but I know it's coming up. in classic Soul Chicago, it's so funny to me. Like it's classic. Classic codes is exactly what you are, my brother.
Let us continue.
About this case, I mean, to say that this boy has no Snapchats on his phone from that day is weird. I looked it up. The average age of Snapchatters, 18 to 24. Average number of time they snap during the day, 30 to 40.
That's crazy.
And then all of a sudden, this boy has nothing on his phone, not one. That doesn't make any sense. Kids these days, they don't enjoy the moment. There's no such thing as put my phone down and enjoy the moment. So I'm never going to believe that. Never going to believe that makes sense.
I think we should stick to the topic.
She can say what she wants to say.
She is.
No, the
I mean,
topic
that goes
is
to your-
shitty Officer Tatum.
I'm sorry. We have a moderator for that.
About
my bad. I'm sorry. I'm doing a better job.
I
didn't feel like she was ain't paying you no attention tonight. I don't know, you on your period or what, but you don't flipped out on me one too many times tonight, and I ain't going for it. So
you're not gonna do nothing.
Ew, Mimi, that was internalized misogyny. What you mean if she on her period or something? Maybe she just don't like what the fuck be coming out your mouth. I don't like that.
But yeah,
no, I'm just saying. No, I'm not gonna yell. I'm just gonna ignore you. Yeah, that's what I said, Slimmy.
Oh, you better chill that shit out, man.
Oh, are you on yours too? What's the problem? Why are you?
Oh no,
y'all
you
jumping on me tonight? I haven't done anything.
Leave me alone. Don't make this about me.
Don't make this about me. Don't make this about me. Let Kimmy finish her conversation. No, but y'all stop talking to me like that.
I can't even do it. I can't. No.
You can't even. He can't even reel that monster in.
Here we go.
He can't even reel that. He cuts the paychecks and he can't even reel that monster in. Huh?
I thought I was never gonna have to hear that voice again.
Hilarious.
Jesus. And when
y'all just don't know.
What's going on?
For me especially, it's nails on a chalkboard.
God.
I can't tell you the number of times that I haven't even been on a show and heard my name coming out of that mouth.
Oh.
Can it not happen anymore? I no longer give you permission to say
they on your ass, Anton. These grown ass men are disgusted by you. They can't even take it. Reel that monster in. Put that shit on this right, Pisces. He couldn't even reel that monster in. Okay.
My name.
This is why we don't be sliding through this block, man. That's a lot of weird shit going on.
Well, first of all, she over there, but wasn't she over on some other channel?
I know.
How you gonna be on both? Wait a minute.
I know.
Do you think that maybe that both? Hey, you know what? We're gonna have this conversation off live. We can't. Right. We're gonna have
this is where I kind of tapped in earlier. Okay, let's break it down.
Conversation off live, but let's
I don't
just
know
say
where you're going, but all right.
My spider senses. They're not tingling. They ain't got to because it's like a billboard in Times Square.
Her shit like some Pringles, G. She probably can't stop, folks. Soon as she said 2 words, she had to say 2,000. Jesus.
All you had to say was no once, and that was enough to set that person off against you forever.
and listen to him trying to reel her in. Hold on.
You know what caused the problem is that one time.
Classic, please. Hold on. Exactly. Let me speed this up a little bit so we get to the juice. But the commentary on this video had me dying laughing. Oh my God.
When she was like, yeah, Ted's you, and I was just like, nah. And I stopped the conversation. I think that's what did it. It's because I wasn't about to hear no opinions. Nah.
She did.
Where y'all should even be going back and forth and beefing with each other on that type of stuff. I'm specifically curating the content. Why are you looking at me like that? We're talking about Officer Tatum, and we should be focusing on whether or not. First of all, Sonny, this don't even have nothing to do with you. This was cute.
It don't have nothing to do with me, but it has something to do with what goes on this panel too.
Give me a second.
That's bullshit.
It's not bullshit.
Hey, Slim, drop your nuts, Slimmy. Shit. Hey, me and Slimmy, hey, listen, I done had my words. I ain't like some things he said in the text message, but drop your nuts on this nigga, Slimmy. Okay.
He said, drop your nuts. I said, put your dick on the table. Look. Yeah, exactly. We proud of you. We proud of you, Slim Dog.
Okay.
And y'all, I'm asking y'all to focus on the subjects and then also to manage y'all business when it don't have nothing to do with y'all. That's all I'm asking y'all to do. This don't even have nothing to do with relationships. This ain't a man versus woman conversation. This is purely off of the content. Let's focus on the content, y'all. We too grown for this shit. Let's elevate. Let's go to the next level.
Boy, it's
wait. That's the same guy. That's the same guy that told a fellow content creator to SMD.
He did.
It's about the content.
He did. Until he got tried.
Lizard Lips over there trying to retract it. He done lost all of his credibility, all of it, if he ever had any.
Lizard Lips is crazy.
Oh my God. I'm trying to get to where he started defending to Tom, but shit.
So
to Tom,
I think Tatum is becoming the most hated because people, they're calling him race baiting Tatum. Like Quentin was right. He's not holding their feet to the fire. Like in those interviews, he was just letting stuff fly. Like, oh boy, talking about my buddy, but then named Katie and Javon. Who are the rest of these buddies? Like, I feel like a reasonable interviewer would have asked those questions. And I just think that he just
what I found out, class?
And it's suspect.
Guys who use the term buddy for somebody, that's like an informal way of saying we're not really friends.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, 100%. And that's also what a lot of police officers, yeah, buddy, I hate that shit. When a white person comes, buddy, I do not like that at all. I do not find it endearing. I do not think that they are being, intentionally polite about it. It's a slight. I find that to be derogatory. Hey, buddy, you're reducing me. You're looking at me less than that buddy shit. Nah, whack.
Like if I say that's my buddy, we're not friends. That's me letting you know that we're not friends.
Yeah.
Like I know who they are, they know who I am, and we all right, but we're not friends. I wouldn't invite them to my house. I wouldn't invite them to a wedding. I wouldn't invite them to a get together. I wouldn't even, I wouldn't invite them nowhere, to be honest. Like if they there, they there.
Yeah.
I think that's what buddy is. Like they there. We not really cool like that, but they there.
Short for associate.
Yeah. Bud.
Yeah.
And he tried to get off that they took a lie detector test. And then Nancy was like, did he take a lie detector test or polygraph? Well, it's something different that's similar to. Nigga, shut up. Did they do it or not?
What he said was they didn't take a lie detector test. They took like a stress test with the same theology as a lie detector test. Do we know what the word theology means? Are we dumb? What the fuck does religion, which is synonymous with theology, have to do with a damn lie detector test? He's slow. Okay.
I don't get it. I don't get where he come from. I don't know why. I guess I do know. It's money. It's all money.
What's money?
He's getting paid by somebody to be the influencer that on this side of the aisle. He's getting paid by TP USA. That's 100%.
And you don't think Titty Dog up there doing the same thing? You don't think your boss getting paid? How you think you getting the check, Q? I know that YouTube money is good, but there's somebody else. Gotta be. I hope it is. I really hope it is. That he's getting paid to be an internet slave. Because that's what you are.
What does CPUSA have to do with the Nolan Wells case?
We're not talking about the Nolan Wells case. We're talking about Officer Tatum. That's what the topic is. You said that earlier. You try to keep us on topic. The topic doesn't say Nolan Wells. It says Officer Tatum.
Is he doing this direction too?
What this nigga is saying out of his mouth.
Yes, he is. He's starting his defense situation for Officer Tom. Yep.
One of the thing that he's catching the most flack for is what he's saying about the Nolan Wells case. Everything that he's been talking about over the last month or so has been based off of the Nolan Wells case. So what I'm saying is his investigation or his work into finding out what happened, regardless of whether you agree with it or not. How does that?
So off the rip, that's gaslighting. Calling what Brandon Tatum doing is investigation. Calling it work is work, right? He's working hard. We just said that.
Yeah, he's just platforming.
Calling it investigation is gaslighting. Brandon Tatum is not doing an investigation at all. He's doing a lot of other things. An investigation isn't one of them. But let's continue.
What does that have to do with anything?
But you know what I noticed too? Transracial black men empathize with other transracial black men. Anton Daniels.
Transracial. That's exactly what it is. Thank you, Classic.
Is being genuine right now.
I mean, they have their own community.
Yeah, he's being genuine right now. Little Dog empathizes because he too also gets called Uncle Tom. He too also gets looked at as not quite black. He too gets called a grifter because they are what they are, right? Allegedly. So yeah, that's why he has empathy. That's why he's asking this line of questioning. He'll tell you that it's just to push the conversation and guide the content, but no, he feels empathy for the man because he also gets the Stephen A. Smith tag, just like Tatum, and just like, you know what I'm saying? It's the same shit. These dudes are all they're feathers of a weak ass bird.
Well, I didn't know we were talking about. I thought we were talking about Officer Tatum. So that encompasses everything. Like, I don't know what your algorithm looks like, but everyone is on his ass, inclusive of the hate, has something to do with his view on the Charlie Kirk bullshit.
People ain't even talking about Charlie Kirk right now.
That's not true. That's not true. If it's not on your algorithm, I get it, but it's not. It's all up and down my shit all day, every day. Nigga doing 3-hour interviews, fucking niggas that ain't never talked to each other, come together and talk to each other. Niggas overseas is like, nigga, why are you in American business? And it's all about Charlie Kirk. It's all over my YouTube all day, every day.
Okay, maybe I'm unfamiliar with that part of the algorithm, so you know, I'm glad that you gave.
And he's in it. He's in it, lying like he's doing in this case. He's lying.
Come on, dog.
So I'm unfamiliar with that. So
oh my God, Anton, you're so full of shit. You are hyper aware of everything. Please understand, you ain't low. I don't know that algorithm. No. You don't expound upon the things that aren't in alignment with your narratives. Whoever's paying you to pump out narratives like Officer Tatum, sorry, not Officer, goofy ass Tatum, however you want to call it. That's why you don't pay attention to the other side. Because, and you've said this before, ain't no money in that. The bag that you get is off of being a grifter, off of perpetuating racially charged narratives, regurgitating racial rhetoric against Black people. That's why. But you know what the fuck going on. You ain't dumb. You kind of dumb, but you ain't dumb. But you dumb.
Bow down to that. You know.
He's unfamiliar.
Liar.
Dude put out 50 reaction clips a week.
Right.
He ain't keeping up with this. He run a morning show, but he ain't keeping up with
this. It's a full-time job.
Come on, man. Fuck out of here, little dog.
The reason he's hated. Like,
okay, give me a second. Make sense, my nigga.
Little dog.
See, then it's my nigga. Man, come on.
Okay. Man. Yeah. Nice switch up.
Yeah. You just said.
I'm just saying, damn, let me finish the sentence. But I don't think that that's what the majority on my algorithm, when I see people going at Brandon Tatum, whether it's D.L. Hughley or whether it's a culture in the community, they're speaking specifically about their disdain for him, and then they're tying it into what he's talking about when it comes to Nolan Wells. And so when I see people go at him, it's based off of that. And I'm trying to understand why. Why is he hated? What is it that people hate about him within the culture and the community? And why are they now coming after him? Because basically, the way I translate it is people don't really want the information. They just want their bias confirmed. They don't want to hear it from different perspectives.
No, confirmation bias.
No, we have to. Oh, go ahead. No,
confirmation bias. That's what he's trying to say.
He's about to show us a perfect. Remember earlier, I was trying to find the words for what it feels like when you're listening to a transracial Black man. Here's the rhetoric, y'all. Here's the rhetoric.
Confirmation bias. Wow.
Yep. Here's the rhetoric, y'all.
Want to hear him, and they don't want to hear somebody else. They're not going to go out there and do the legwork themselves, but they are going to criticize him because he challenges Ben Crump. He challenges the narrative of what people are saying, and people don't like that because they want you to be on code. The culture and the community wants you to be on code, and I think it's disrespectful to say the things that people say about him when I don't think that he's disrespectful to other people.
Interesting. So this is what I call fake objectivity, right? And that's why these men work against justice. People are upset at Brandon Tatum for working against justice. There is a family seeking truth about what happened to their child. He's working against finding that truth.
Exactly.
Everything he posts is about these boys didn't do it. It's not about I got closer to finding out what happened to Nolan. Do you understand that? And the fact that he'll talk around that, that's fake objectivity.
Exactly. Facts Classic. But the clip I wanted to see, I think I did pass it, like you said. I'm going to just go back a little bit and we're going to move on. Y'all, thank y'all for being here. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you share the video. I think you were right, class. I think I had passed the part where I was trying to find. Hold on.
Interviews with kids. It's just kind of like, can we just wait to see what happened?
Okay.
Because at this
Here it
point,
is.
I think this whole investigative situation on this young child.
Heard Gregory Hines. Tap dance. He tap dance.
Oh, the tap dance. No, I'm just saying, when people say they tap dance for the white man, maybe that's just his personal belief. And I don't care that much, but I think this whole investigative situation on this young child who died mysteriously, I'm kind of over everybody even like talking. Like, I'm just waiting to hear what happened, because all these different speculations and what we think happened and everybody doing interviews with kids, it's just kind of like, can we just wait to see what happened? Because at this point, I can't pick a side because we don't have enough information. I think that people do not like.
You can't pick a side. You can't pick a side. You can't pick a side. When there was a black boy that was mysteriously unalived, the only side is his side. The only side is finding justice for that boy. That's the only fucking side. Why are you trying to wait to pick a side? The side is on the victim, always. And again, nobody accused these boys of anything. So why are you trying to wait? I can't pick a side. Why do you need to pick one? A boy is dead. Nobody is saying anything. Like that weird ass lawyer was just saying, the island is so open, it's so beautiful. It was daylight. It was thousands exactly, and we still don't have any answers. Your side should always be with the victim of something like this. When all fingers lead to nefarious acts.
Him, not just because of this situation, but I think a lot of people don't like him. I don't know that much about him.
You know what's crazy though? Like, I'm listening to Brittany talk, and a lot of people on Lil Dog's panels, they pander to him. These days, they push back against him a little bit more, and I think it's because they have permission to, but they pander to him a lot because Brittany's being disingenuous. She said at this point, she doesn't have enough information. If it was her child, it would be enough information.
There it is.
If
That's
it was
what
her
I wanted,
child,
Classic.
the CETO call would be enough.
Hello?
If it was her child, you see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I'm not buying not enough information, because if it was her baby, that would be enough information.
Is he the Nancy Grace interview?
That will be all the information we need. And we're going to run with it. And that's what I'm saying. Anybody that's like, we need to see, let's not jump to conclusions, but they jump to every conclusion to make it seem like that boy's death was accidental without any proof. Coming out, you should already be on their side when the sheriff comes out and says there was no foul play, when we didn't have an actual autopsy to prove that. When we had no investigation done, they already was trying to get ahead of the narrative to try to make it seem like, oh, it was accidental with no proof. But you have a hard time picking a side, Brittany? Like Classic said, would you still feel this way if it was your kid, though? Would you still feel like this? Would you're looking for answers as a mom. You're going to say back, well, I don't want to point the finger. I don't want to take the side of my deceased child because we really don't know. Shut up. Shut up. Okay, this isn't going to work out for you. All right, you gotta stand on your own beliefs on this panel. You have to. This shit will backfire on you if you become a lapdog to a coon, which is Tonda. Okay, Tani Yani 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 Yani, the biggest lapdog. I'm sorry, the biggest coon, one of the biggest coons on the internet. If it's a top 5, he ranking about 1 or 2. All right. I'm gonna let that video play just a little bit more, and then I'm gonna show y'all what I just found. Okay. Like the video.
And she was not playing with him. She definitely she was
like a lack of produced throat structures would be unacceptable if it was her child. But since it's not her child, she could sit conveniently on a panel and talk like this. Again,
if it was her child, she'd be all over the news.
This is what I call objectivity.
Kind of like answer. He was kind of stumbling in that interview to me. Like, he wasn't really answering the question the way she was asking it.
He's a liar. He was one of the many people who came out after the Charlie Kirk thing.
Pay attention to Anton Daniels' body language the whole time they talking. Lil Dog in the upper right-hand corner with the hat turned the way that nobody wears it no more. Pay attention to his body language.
They said we got to see footage in 4K.
Lil
Charlie Kirk
Dog.
get shot. And my beautiful friend Candace, nice talking to you this weekend, came out. It wasn't even 4K.
Dr. Candace.
It wasn't 4K. That shit was blurry as shit. And it's just like, why you? Like, why were you? You
don't like that, bro.
White
You don't like that.
Tap dancing, lying about what you saw in court.
Pause.
Why?
Do you see Lil Dog's body language when they talk about his friend?
Yeah.
You don't like that, do we?
He don't like, because he just like him. He in the same frat.
He got booty.
And that's why I always say, y'all, pay attention to these people's body languages when they're talking about this. It reveals everything. I don't even know how I know that. it's just I'm very big on like energy, and I'm hyper like vigilant. I'm like super observant. So I see small little things that happen when you say certain things and somebody's face curl up, or they mouth get tight, or they sitting like this. I'm listening to what you're not saying, and I'm watching everything that you are doing when you're not saying the thing that you are saying, if that makes sense. I'm paying attention to, I'm using context clues while you're talking, but I'm also paying very close attention to your mannerisms, because that's revealing the truth. But shout out to Classic Clothes. Y'all make sure y'all go like and subscribe to my boy Classic. He be on it. He has really amazing banter and commentary. Very knowledgeable, very intelligent dude. Very stoic in his delivery. I can be a little hype with mine, but that's all right. That's all right. I got it right. I'm a Black woman living in America. You know what I'm saying? Why would I not be hype and passionate? You know what I'm talking about? But shout out to y'all. Shout out to everybody in the building. Let me give y'all a round of applause. How about a round of applause? Let's move on. I found that video, you guys, that I was trying to find earlier of the boys talking about the CETO call. Let's get the fuck into it. I don't know why it's not on YouTube yet, on Officer Tatum's channel, but it's on Instagram, right? And we're going to watch it. Let's go.
Have any, in my opinion, real integrity with it. So what do you guys think about that audio?
Well, I can go ahead and say that as you posted that clip of all of us on the boat, as it's rolling, not rolling, but right there sitting in the water, Wyatt's on the phone with CETO in that clip. I mean, he's on the phone on the boat. Don't you? Why would we call the Coast Guard? Why would we do the things we did if we know we killed somebody? Scrambling around, or everybody in a small space on the
believe what they want to hear. They want to believe that my friends and I had something to do with Nolan dying, then they're going to believe that regardless of what you put out. But you put out, Brandon, that
boat. Hold on, y'all. My bad. Something doubled. It was like two videos playing at once. Let me start again.
What is your thoughts on that phone call to CETO? Some people have gone out and done enhancements to the audio, and in doing that, created a transcript manually. It doesn't appear that the transcript was derived from an automated system or have any, in my opinion, real integrity with it. So what do you guys think about that audio?
Well, I can go ahead and say that as you posted that clip of all of us on the boat, as it's rolling, not rolling, but right there sitting in the water, Wyatt's on the phone with CETO in that clip. I mean, he's on the phone. Wouldn't you think that you would have seen Nolan on the bottom of on the floor or something, or scrambling around, or everybody in a small space on the boat looking at him or something? I mean, it's just so crazy to think that. Why would we call CETO?
What is your thoughts on that phone? Now
this is in clips. This is not one video, so we'll go from clip to clip. The gaslighting is real. The gaslighting is real. Oh, when you see the picture of us talking to the CETO, why would we call for the Coast Guard? But y'all didn't. Y'all told the Coast Guard to not pull up. But why would we, if somebody was dead on the boat, why would we do that? Alibi. We're not dumb. Alibi. And there is no actual proof. There's another content creator out here named Trent Out Loud. We've reviewed a couple of his videos on his channel, but he's been coming at Officer Tatum asking him specifically about that picture of them on the boat, where it appears of them looking like they are calling for a CETO, calling online. But Trent Out Loud kind of clocked it and said, that's not a video. That's a picture of a video of somebody videoing it, or it's like a live photo. But there's no metadata that actually puts them at that place of the time of the call. We need the proof. How do we know that picture wasn't taken hours before, hours after? Where's the data that puts them at that time and place calling for the CETO? And mind you, when did they call for the CETO? After they went out, then it started to think. So it's just not making any sense, right? So they're already trying to frame it like you guys are crazy for thinking that he was on the boat, because look at this picture. He's not on there. And why would we call for somebody? Why would we call for help if he was on the boat? Just like a man would murder his wife and say a burglar came in and did it. He will call the police, call 911 and make up a whole ass story to say, oh my God, I came in and my wife was dead. Huh? Alibis happen. And mind you, you didn't just call Coast Guard, you called Granddaddy too. Huh? You called your mama too. Y'all made several fucking stops on a sinking ass boat. His body wasn't found on the night that they went looking for, but it was found the next day close to where he was last seen. Shut the fuck up talking to me. You're lying.
A clip of
we have
all
a
of us
dead body
on the boat, you know, as
I
it's
mean, why
rolling,
would
not
we
rolling,
call
but right there sitting in the water, the Coast Guard? You know, why would we do the things we did if we know we killed somebody?
I think people, regardless of who it is going to believe what they want to hear. They want to believe that my friends
and
and I had
again,
something to do with
nobody
them
said
dying,
y'all
and
killed
They're
anybody.
going to believe that regardless of what you put out. But you put out, Brandon, that a clip of the boat when Wyatt was on the phone with Cito, and it is boldly clear that Nolan was not on the boat with us. You can literally almost see down to the deck. And as you can see in that picture, everybody is completely casual while Wyatt's on the phone with Cito. Yeah, we were scrambling around trying to get the boat fixed, but the guys were, you know, in the video, you'd see me, I'm sitting on the bow. If there was someone dying on the boat, why would everybody just be sitting there waiting to either get towed in or in the first place, like Jack said, why would Wyatt call?
We have a dead body on the boat. I mean, why would we call the Coast?
It's crazy. The reason we turned down Coast Guard is why would we call Coast Guard if Cito could pull us in? But we fixed the boat and we ran into Fort Bayou, and that's it.
They're lying, bro. If you can't, they're lying. I'm sorry. The more they talk, the worse it gets. They're fucking lying. Here's what you did. You called for the Cito to say, we're sinking. It's 30 feet of water. Please come help. Please come help. They asked if you needed the Coast Guard. If you're sinking in 30 feet of water on a boat with a broken bilge pump, why wouldn't you need the Coast Guard? Your boat is sinking. But then all of a sudden, oh, Cito pulled you out. No, that's another fucking lie. You just got caught in, Warren, because you said Bart pulled you out that water, allegedly. We heard Bart all on that damn audio. So now people who don't know y'all making up names and just throwing them into the audio to make up lies, to make up scenarios. Let's be for real now. But you're lying right there. You not only did Cito call off, because they said Granddaddy was like, actually, no, we're good. We don't need the Cito. You told Cito you don't need the Coast Guard. Granddad said y'all don't even need the Cito. And then when she tried to get back on the line with y'all hung up that phone. And then you got into that interview with Officer Dookie Dog, right? And literally said, our boy Bart pulled us out. But what did you just say here? Let's run that back one more time.
Complete lie. And it's another lie to push this narrative that people don't.
We have a dead body on the boat.
I want to turn down. It's insane to me.
First of all, with respect to Warren, if you just murdered your best friend on an island, look at the dumbest.
It's crazy. The reason we turned down Coast Guard is why would we call Coast Guard if Cito could pull us in? But we fixed the boat and we ran into Fort Bayou, and that's it. The Cito call was completely enhanced, and these people just want to believe what they want to hear. And that's exactly what they're doing. So it's just crazy to me that people have tried to twist this and twist the audio. When we came out with the first interview, it debunked half these lies, and now you don't hear about any of it. You don't hear about the pool party because it was on June 27th. You don't hear about anything else that was mentioned. Thousands of lies. And now, the audio comes back, and all of a sudden we can hear Nolan yelling in the background, screaming, we're screaming about how he's dead. That's just a complete lie. And it's another lie to push this narrative that people don't want to turn down. It's insane to me.
First of all, with respect to Warren, the dumbest thing you could do, if you just murdered your best friend on an island, to call and tell them, hey, can you guys go out and check out this island and look for Nolan Wells? Well, that's exactly what Warren did. Warren called the Coast Guard. And that is one of many very compelling facts. He got back and he called the Coast Guard. Does that sound like a guilty man to you?
Oh my God.
Now, these are all American young men, incredible young men. And they did a lot more than just that. I won't go through all of it now, but they did a lot of heroic things after the fact. And they did the best they could. And they tried for their dear friend. All of their actions are the actions of innocent men, not guilty men. And again, they are categorically, completely, and totally innocent. The dumbest.
This is making my stomach hurt. But all I heard was they did it and we're trying to make you believe that they didn't. Or they know something and we're trying to make you believe they don't know anything. To mind you, if you're not being divisive and if you're not, trying to mess with the integrity of the investigation, why aren't you uplifting Nolan the way you are uplifting these boys? These are American men. These are upstanding boys. They would never. Why would they do something like this if they did this? I want to read this comment, and then we're going to move on. I'm going to go get up out of here. So in this comment, it says, it's called plausible deniability. Sure, they called Cito, but surprise, surprise, the grandfather is calling the captain at the same time saying a tow is unnecessary. Exactly. Yeah, Warren called the Coast Guard at 11 p.m. that night, allegedly over 8 hours after he had last seen Nolan. But surprise, surprise, a 20-minute call for help somehow resulted in the Coast Guard not searching that night, but waiting till 8 the next morning. Exactly. We're sorry. We're sorry that the words that are coming out of y'all mouths are not landing on our ears in a way that is causing us to believe what you're saying. It's just not. It's just not. And I can't wait. I really hope Crump and them sitting back, gathering information. Maybe it's more information that they know that they're not coming out with yet. Maybe he really is playing chess. We don't know. But the court of public opinion is saying that these niggas are lying. It's saying that they're holding back some truth. Thank you so much, Magnetar, for the gold coin. I appreciate it. Okay, y'all, we're going to switch it up. Thank y'all so much for being here. Oh, my God, we had 2 hours and 30 minutes. I didn't even realize. My goodness. But I want to get into some nasty ass shit. Okay? So first, I want to get into the Saucy Santana thing, right? Because honestly, hold on. Let me pull it up right here. I was quite disturbed. Now I'm going to talk about this for a little bit, this video. And then I want to talk about what people are saying in regards to that video. So let's hear what Saucy Santana had to say. Y'all make sure y'all like the video. Thank you, Magnetar, for the super chat. Grace Stroke, have you been a good girl? No. I'm a bad guy. What y'all thought this was? Didn't I tell you I was savage? Fuck your white horse and a carriage. What you talking about? All right, so let's get into it.
Kids want to have sex with them unless they're
Hold on.
around kids. And let me tell you about the predatory behavior of homosexuals. He was past.
Hold on, let me go back. Let me do it again.
Niggas wanna fuck me, kids wanna fuck me, kids wanna fuck me, kids wanna fuck me.
Am I missing something here? Is there something going on that I don't know about? Like right now, there's an uproar because Sydney Starr is in jail for messing with a 13-year-old boy. So why isn't Saucy canceled before he actually messes with a little boy? How would he even know kids want to have sex with him unless they're around kids? And let me tell you about the predatory behavior of homosexuals. He was passed around by his family. So you know what he's doing to the kids?
He was, y'all. Saucy Santana had come out and said he was he was having relations with his own cousin for years, like it was normal. Okay? I have no judgments here. I don't live your life. What goes on in your bedroom, that ain't my business. But when you start involving kids, I'm on your ass. Once you start bringing kids in the mix, that's why they damn near tried to cancel me, because I call some people out talking about little girls and how their bodies be developed and grown men be attracted to them, and like who you like. But now you saying that you may be attracted to little ass girls because their bodies are developed naturally. That's weird, but it's all encompassing, right? Oh yeah, Lifeboy TV. Oh yeah. It was a whole thing. Motherfucker said words, I said it back to them, and they wanted to get on me, threatening me and shit. But let's hear Captain Tazariak break this down.
Getting vengeance for what his family did to him because he never got justice. So now he's going to exact his pain on little kids. So every time y'all support Saucy, just know you're supporting the violation of kids. When you play this man's, whatever he does, whatever celebrity is, whatever type he is, just know you're supporting the destruction of our children.
Damn. So now I want to go on. Let's double down. Let's keep walking down this Saucy Santana thing right now, because I don't think he has yet to come out and say anything. But I went on a TikTok and I saw a couple other commentators basically commenting on what no, it's not a comedy. This is real. Basically commenting on what Saucy Santana said, and you will find a lot of these people are coming to his defense and are trying to say that he didn't say kids, but he used another term that I was today years old to ever hear, right? You know, the community over there, they like to come out with different terms to mean certain things. Now they're trying to say he was speaking about something else. Well, let's find out. Hold on.
Yo, they really trying to cancel Saucy Santana. Damn, boy, that boy Saucy Santana.
My confusion with the
Oh, it's motherfucking time. It's
Niggas wanna fuck me, kids wanna fuck me, aunties, everybody.
That was a crazy thing to say. And I'm going to be honest. I never liked Saucy Santana. Never liked him. I never found him funny. I never found him.
Oh, it's
Niggas.
everybody play one cent in your shit. Is Saucy Santana MAGA? No.
So Saucy Santana, okay, if I'm saying his name right, I hope I am, has been canceled. So
Saucy.
Y'all stop canceling Saucy Santana because he didn't even do nothing wrong. Y'all are doing way too much right now. It's a 10. I need y'all to lower it down. He didn't know about the post. Ooh, I'm aggravated. When he first saw the post, he had no idea it had to do with ICE or any of that. He instantly unreposted the video. If the fucking White House fucking had y'all's video on their page, why?
Saucy.
Y'all stop.
Niggas wanna fuck me, kids wanna fuck me.
Dang.
Well, Saucy Santana's trend is now canceled because he liked or reposted something from the White House, and then later people found out that he supports Donald Trump and is a Republican, and he supports.
Now they talking about something else. Okay, here we go.
All right, so I know I'm about to catch a lot of shit for this, but wrong is wrong and right is right. This man did not say no goddamn kids. This is what the fuck he said. Kids.
Okay, so here we go. Now all of a sudden, he didn't say kids exactly. He said kins, which is some term to speak towards transgender men. That's what we're running with. Did y'all make that word up today? Never heard of it ever in my life, but okay.
And what does kin mean? A transgender man, which correlates with the sentence he was saying. Now, do me a favor. Do something y'all don't really do that often and think for a second. What person in the right mind with possibly millions of dollars and a large fan base would say some dumbass shit that y'all are claiming that he said?
Because he's too much in his ego, and he was literally just being himself, and he meant every word. He thinks everybody, he's used to getting fucked. He's used to being pursued in a hypersexual way. So now we got all the LGBT community coming out and claiming he didn't say kids, but this isn't really the first time he has said some weird shit, right? It was a what do they call it? A Freudian slip. Did I say that right? I don't know. But you know, when you slip up and say a thing, I think that's what happened. He knew what he was talking about. And I don't think he said kids, but it's you can't really say it because you hear kids. I heard kids. Kins. I feel like exactly that's what I just said. It was a Freudian slip. But let me hear what he's saying. Let's hear him out. Uh-oh.
All right, so I know I'm about to catch correlates with the sentence he was saying. Now, do me a favor. Do something y'all don't really do that often and think for a second. What person in the right mind with possibly millions of dollars and a large fan base would say some dumbass shit that y'all are claiming that he said? Like, y'all want to blame being gay because of weird people doing weird shit so bad, y'all are delusional what you're hearing. Like, I don't like this man either. Like, I don't like his music. He annoys the fuck out of me. But wrong is wrong and right is right. And also, y'all say y'all don't want him to be famous. Y'all want to cancel him. Familiarize yourself with this term, because this is what the fuck.
Niggas wanna fuck me.
Let's hear it. Let me ask y'all. What do y'all hear?
Niggas wanna fuck me. Kids wanna fuck me. Aunties, everybody.
Okay, so I don't know if he's saying kins like KENS or kids KIDS. It kind of sounds like he's saying kins.
No, it doesn't.
But I really don't know.
The diction
Drop a comment.
and the enunciation is different. Kids. Kins. He said kids. The enunciation is way different. The vowel sound hit different. KIDS, KEN, kins. Kid. I hear a clear distinction there. Exactly. He's arrogant. Exactly. He probably thought that shit was funny. He thought everybody want to fuck me, even the kids. Kins. Kid. I heard kid. But I saw something else real quick. Hold on, y'all. Make sure y'all like the video. I saw something else that caught my attention. Let me look at this real
If
quick.
everybody play 1 cent in your shit, we through. But guess what? They don't. They don't do it. They sit here and watch and fucking laugh and rub their fucking feet together and comment on post pages telling me I'm fucking canceled. I'm canceled. I'm canceled. I'm canceled. I'm canceled. I'm canceled. That's what they do in my chat. They say that you're canceled. You're canceled. You're canceled. You're canceled. That's what they do.
Wait, are they really doing that?
Niggas wanna fuck me. Kids.
So Saucy.
Is Saucy Santana MAGA? No. Is he ignorant? Yes. It's so unfortunate that we're watching Saucy Santana fumble one of the biggest opportunities that he's ever had. Quiet on the Creek is a phenomenon, whether we like it or not.
Okay, we ain't gonna get too much into that. I thought there was a video of Saucy Santana coming out, speaking to it, but he's been very quiet on the creek. Okay, and again, when we talked about it earlier, that song, it's a little bop, but the messaging is fucked up. Nobody should be out here supporting DL men. Nobody should be out here hiding DL men, protecting DL men. No, they are destructive to society. They are destructive to women because they're leading a life of lies and including heterosexual women in their bullshit. And you got Saucy Santana up here talking about quiet on the creek. Basically, you dealing with a DL man, be quiet about that DL man so you can get your gifts. You shouldn't even want to deal with a DL man because he's not living in his fucking truth. And if you are an ally to women, the archetype that you cosplaying under, you should not be out here hyping up, protecting liars and connivers like DL men. What's going on, Tez? How you doing? Pull up, pull up, pull up. I appreciate you being here. Yes. You shouldn't be promoting that shit. So I'm already a little irritated with that song. But then for you to come out with what you said, you ain't say no kins. You didn't say kins. You're going to have to come out and clean that up on your own. And he has yet to do so. So I want to get into the next video real quick. We'll see if Saucy Santana has anything to say about that. But he needs to say something, and he needs to say something fast. Because why are you talking about kids in a sexual way? And like Captain Cesariak said before, he was violated as a kid. He thought that shit was normal. He thought that shit was okay. But now I want to get into the Sydney Star situation, because the community, it seems like they've been in a lot of fire right now, and it has to do with inappropriate acts with children. I don't fuck with that. I don't. Leave kids out y'all stuff. Let them grow up. Stop trying to condition them to be, oh, you can be whatever. No, it's okay to be a girl. It's okay to be a boy, and that's it. Let these kids grow up and get to an age where they can make their own fucking decisions to be whatever. And there are a lot of young people that follow Saucy Santana. A lot of young people that follow Sydney Star. And now y'all under fire for speaking inappropriately about kids. Okay, so let's get into the situation with Sydney Star real quick. Ooh, and that mugshot, baby. Woo! That mugshot was hard. Okay? Mugshot was tough. I'm trying to tell you. Let's get into, I think this might be the video right here. Okay, yeah. Shout out to Urban Politics. Let me go ahead and switch it up. Let's get into
the charges in this story are disturbing, and I just want to say that before we get into it. Reality TV personality Sydney Star is behind bars in Fulton County, facing severe felony charges involving a minor. Hateville police arrested the model and television personality, whose legal name is Sydney Favors, on Sunday at the Embassy Suites on International Boulevard. Police say Favors is charged with sodomy, sexual battery against a child under 16, and aggravated child molestation.
Huh? What? Sodomy of a child younger than 16 years old? What's going on? What's going on? All these grown men out here willing to bust that pussy open willingly, and you want to sodomize a child? Jail, then hell, then jail again. Exactly, my life. He was drunk and spoke his truth. Exactly. I don't believe he said no damn Kens. I ain't never heard Saucy Santana ever use that word. And I don't even follow him like that to know like his narrative and rhetoric. My bad, y'all. I don't even know him like that to say, oh, he says this, he says that. But I've heard him speak enough. I ain't never heard that word Kens to describe no trans. And that's to describe a transgender man. A transgender man is a woman that has transitioned into a man. And usually trans men like women. I ain't never seen no trans man fucking with a gay man like Santana. Do you know what I mean? Trans men like women. From what I could see, from what I've observed, right? So why would he say that Kens, which is allegedly supposed to mean trans men, want to have sex with him when that's not even a thing, to my knowledge? So that's why, and again, it's clear as day. He said kids, but let's keep going. We don't.
Star, known for her appearances on reality and drama series, including Baddies and Empire, remains held in custody at the Fulton County Jail. Investigators confirmed that the case has now been handed over to the Fulton County District Attorney's Office for prosecution, and due to the victim's age, police say that no additional details will be released regarding the case at this time.
So folks are obviously looking at a picture that a Fox 5 Atlanta viewer had sent to us from, it looks like, is this from when she was arrested?
Yes, this is from her arrest on Sunday at the Embassy Suites. One of our viewers sent us this picture and sent us a little bit about the investigation. And so we reached out to Hateville police after that and got confirmation of her arrest.
Yeah. Oh, yo, it's Big Ed, the spokesman, man. We back. Another edition of Urban Politicians TV, UPTV. Make sure you stay on your pivot at all times, man. Had to come tap in. And when I seen this sticking to him and messing up his whole trajectory at that point in time, and then this dude not offering anything positive to the game at all, nothing productive or constructive, just running around for no reason. I said, I don't even want to cover this, but I said, you know what? Let's put some light on how, once again, this dude lied on Chingy and who he actually is, a real confused dude. As these charges right here coming out, and they the worst of the worst. It says a reality television personality was arrested Sunday in Hateville on multiple felony charges related to an alleged sexual assault involving a juvenile, police said. Officers with Hateville Police Department responded August 2nd to the Embassy Suites at 3450 International Boulevard, where the investigation led to the arrest of Sydney Favors, also known as Sydney Starr. Favors was taken into custody and transported to the Fulton County Jail, authorities said. Favors was charged with sexual battery against a child under 16, aggravated child molestation, and sodomy, according to court records. Police said no additional details will be released because the case involves a juvenile. The case has been referred to Fulton County District Attorney Office for prosecution. Officials said any further inquiries should be directed to that office.
You say you confused. Tell me what you're confused about. Let me help you out. What you confused about? Right now, we're at the part of the show where we're talking about two people within the LGBTQ community are both under fire right now, are both being scrutinized. Well, this bitch is in jail, but for inappropriate acts or speaking inappropriately in regards to kids. So we touched on Saucy Santana. Not much more around that other than people just calling out how he has said weird things before. But now we're talking about Sydney Starr because she's actually in jail for this now. She's been booked. But it's been a lot of different commentary, especially coming from, a lot of different commentary, especially coming from their community, because they are trying to say, don't make it seem like this is a trans thing. Don't make it seem like this is what gay people do. But when you think about the hypersexuality that goes on within that community, and also take into consideration how Saucy Santana was molested. You know what I mean? A lot of people, not all, but a lot of people in those communities were violated as kids. So you have to consider and follow the patterns of how people act when they become adults. So it's not too far-fetched to make the correlation. Just the same with people who were violated when they were kids and are heterosexual and do heinous crimes to children. There is a little bit of a pattern there. They become hypersexual and then they take it out on kids. They become the violator after being violated. Girl, yes.
Office and seeing that with this dude right here doing something clearly that's out of pocket. It actually says under 16. I didn't see that at first.
Under 16,
very hefty charges. And the thing with me right here, bro, you can identify what you want to identify as, claim whatever you want to claim. Bro, we not finna do all this stuff when we talking about this right here. And for this to happen, you can't tell me that this person is moving logically in their brain, dog. You done already ruined somebody else's whole brand, something that they had going on. And then came with this nonchalant response to it, talking about, oh, I was young, and didn't think that you still supposed to have the flow instead of just going away and being quiet and still trying not to be famous and things.
Chingy.
You destroyed his life.
No, Adam, no, I didn't.
And
Sydney, when I said taking, I just meant that because we were family, so I wanted you, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know because I talk really bad.
People don't really understand.
So I want to act like I'm good when I'm really bad.
Life or career. It was just something, I was very young. At that time, I was only 19. When
Shout out to Chingy.
Remember what happened with Chingy? We ain't never heard from Chingy again after this. She totally, because this was during the time where that gay stuff, that DL stuff, you get caught out loud with that, it's a wrap. And she went and lied on that man. So I don't put anything above this demon. I don't.
I wasn't even 21 years old yet when that happened. I was young-minded. I started my transition at 15.
Break it down what happened with Chingy, because a lot of people are new and they're watching now in 2025. Exactly. So break it down for them and take it from the beginning. What happened? I know, but just be a little bit on it.
I'm gonna be real. I was young. I was 19. I was a backup dancer. You know a lot about that, Amber. We being backup dancers. So I was working for a show that was with Shauna the rapper, DTP. I was on tour with Shauna, and Chingy opened up for one of the shows. And I always had a big crush on Chingy. So the thing is, I wanted to get a picture, and he was very welcoming.
And then you posted it in live.
Meaning Chingy was very welcoming and taking a picture with somebody who was admiring him for his craft and for his talent as an artist.
And that's why I say this right here.
So you are a fan, but do you see that though? I had a big crush on Chingy. You were young as fuck, already sexualizing an encounter with a famous person that you are a fan of, and instead of just being a normal fan, you went out your way to get that picture and then double down and try to say that something happened with him. You said what? How do you feel when a straight man believes that Sydney Starr looks better than 95% of black women? I know exactly what the fuck you're talking about. And I think that shit is weird because what the fuck? We just saw that mugshot. I don't know why a person would say that. I don't know why a straight man would. Maybe he has lustful desires about trans women. Any man that will sit there and say, and I'll say it to that person's face, if you can fix your mouth to say that, then you find trans women attractive. And hey, that's okay. But don't deny it. Don't act like you ain't say what you said. I think that shit is weird. And obviously it's a fucking lie. Obviously it's a lie.
They don't want to put the details out. They said the kid is under 16, but this is what
meaning the lie is that trans women look better than 95% of black women. That's a fucking lie. And when that person said that, it was to be hurtful, to take a dig at women, but that's his belief. Wrong or right, that's that person's belief. I'll never agree with that shit though. And if I was there when he said it, it would have been a whole other situation. So there's that.
what happens. All y'all be making excuses for this type of behavior, entertaining this nonsense. Ray J, Darius McCray, man, y'all need to wake up and get real, bro. This out of pocket. And like I said, I covered this because of the fact I said, hey, Chingy, dog got done wrong in this game, bro. Got something that messed him off, and he had to wear that as a complete lie, completely false throughout his whole career. And then what happens? The same person came back and did something foul like this. I'm not shocked by it. I'm not surprised by it. There's clearly some type of mental issue there that people just act like they can't talk and speak about because it's going to offend some people. So people's feelings are going to get hurt. It's going to be this. It's going to be that. Hey, man, you can do what you want to do. You can be who you are, but you need to be all the way clear of what it is when it comes to the facts of who you is with that type of behavior, right?
You said if a man said that he ain't straight, hey. Whoa, I mean, hey, that's what I would think. But I ain't here to talk about nobody's sexuality. But if you say that, you saying some weird shit. If somebody want to put a jacket on you, that's because you said a thing, and if the jacket fits, you might have to wear that. Any heterosexual man talking about the trans women look better than black women, baby, come on out of that closet. Come on out. We see you. It's okay. I ain't saying nothing. I don't know nothing. I'm going to play one last video for you because I just want to give you some insight on what some of the people within that community are saying in defense of Sydney Starr. Yeah, it's awful what she did, what he did to Chingy. It's awful. You got that geeked up over a damn picture that you need to go and lie on that man for what? Stupid. So the chicken has come home to roost. But I want to play this video right now. Okay? Give me 1 second. And I want y'all to hear y'all thoughts. Now, this is Hope Giselle. Okay? Let's just hear what she has to say.
Starr is a pedophile, partially by her own admission, but the rest of it we have to wait and see in court. But if these allegations are true, all of them, then there's no version of this shit where I'm standing beside her. An adult having sexual contact with a child is wrong, and the child cannot consent. So therefore, you need to be held accountable. But I'm also mad for another reason, because you knew that the world was already looking for somebody like us. See, this ain't about respectability politics, because I don't believe that Black trans people have to be perfect to deserve humanity. But I do know that this country doesn't treat us like individuals. White people get scandals. We get stereotypes. So now every politician and every commentator who's been looking for a headline now gets to say, see, I told you, and they'd be right, but not because they are right, but because you gave them something to point at. And that's what hurts. Not because you represent me, but because I and you know how this country works. Now,
this person is coming on basically defending themselves, turning the situation instead of just, now remember how she opened it up. She opened it up with so-and-so is a PDF file. And if these allegations are true, all of them, then I won't stand against it. But now let's talk about how now we are victims because people are now trying to correlate our sexuality with abuse of children. So what they're saying. Okay. And I'm saying they because I don't know their pronouns. Okay. And I have a hard time saying she.
Ask everybody else listening a question. We keep saying that this is about protecting the children, correct? Then where the fuck is the child? Where's the outrage for the little boy? How is he doing? Where are all the thought pieces and think pieces and GoFundMes for his family and how they're holding up? Who's talking about his healing? Because all I've seen is people talking about trans people and using this as a dog was it a dog pile. But I haven't seen anybody talk about the actual protecting of the child. Because all you care about is protecting your agenda. If this had been a little girl, we'd be talking about trauma and counseling and justice. But because it's a little boy, somehow his pain gets pushed to the wayside while everybody argues about trans people. And that's a problem. Because little boys deserve protection too. Little boys deserve to be believed too. Their abuse is.
And I feel you, Hope Giselle, but where was all this? If this is if this is the mentality of your community, what happened with Sydney Starr? What happened to your homegirl? If little boys deserve to be protected, why the fuck was your homegirl fucking with little boys? Why isn't that an overall consensus amongst the trans community? Why are y'all constantly getting caught up? Now, I'm not saying it obviously it's not just y'all. We have a whole $1 billion system that profits off of child sex trafficking in this country, right? But when I hear what you're saying, but all that is null and void when the people within your community are not upholding that and doing things consistently that align with harming kids, specifically little boys. So where is the protection of minors within your community? Is it loud? Because like you said, I haven't heard anything about that child's family or coming to that child's defense, right? But I haven't heard that from y'all community either. What I have heard are y'all coming out to say, it's not because they're trans. It's not because she's trans. Stop saying that. We're victims. You're saying, well, what about the boy? But you ain't talking about him either. So what exactly is your message here? To get us to believe that, don't say it's about us being trans because it's going to be a target on that back. Well, make it make sense is all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It's a little confusing to me.
Isn't less traumatic to them because they are boys. So hear me clearly. If these allegations, all of them, are true, then Sydney, you're exactly where you should be. And I pray that you get fair treatment. But don't all the rest of y'all dare use this one thing to condemn the entire community. And don't tell me that you're doing it for the sake of children because they become an afterthought. The first thing that we should have been talking about was the young man, protecting him, supporting his family. And
here you are not doing that. You're protecting trans community. You're protecting trans identity. You're calling people out because people are making correlations when it comes to as it pertains to your community. And you're spending more of this video like reprimanding us or reprimanding whoever you're talking to that you want this message to land on. Don't use this one incident. Well, there's been multiple incidents, no? Don't use this one incident to pay a picture. We need to be talking about the boy. So where's your think piece on the boy, babe?
Holding Sydney accountable if the evidence proves that all of the allegations are true. Leave the rest of us out of that story because the rest of us have been fighting our entire lives to prove that we are safe to some of y'all, while the rest of y'all have been waiting your entire lives to prove that we weren't. Those are two very different things. And until we can have that full conversation and discussion, I'll wait. Sydney.
Well, all right. And listen, I'm not saying that this person isn't wrong about her stance, but I felt like the whole basis of that video, of her message, was to defend the trans community and also take away from what happened to that boy that Sydney Starr was allegedly with and sodomized, right? So while, yes, I'm not going to sit here and be like, all trans people are bad and they're PDF files. No, I would never say nothing like that. I don't paint pictures like that. It's only one group of people that I paint pictures on and that I put jackets on, okay? And they are non-Black. But that's another story for another day, okay? You know what I'm saying? There's only one group of people that I just call a spade a spade. But we gotta fix the hypersexuality. I think there is a conversation that needs to be had when it comes to hypersexuality within that community specifically, because it is kind of hyper. It's led with it. When you hear Saucy talk, when you hear T.S. Madison talk, when you hear Cherry the Boom talk, et cetera, it's all about, at least they want to F me. At least they want to F me. Yeah, I was Fing my cousin. At least I'm getting F'd. At least they want to bend me over. That sounds like sexual deviancy to me. That sounds like a sexual demon on that be looming within that community, because everything is so sexually charged, at least when it comes to that part of it. So maybe while I agree with that person, we do need to have a conversation. There's a deeper conversation that y'all are not having in that community. And when these things do come out, when it comes to your community, you don't focus on what's going on in that community. You focus on the defense of your community. And I don't think that helps. I don't think that always helps. You got to call a spade in order to decrease the violating acts that some people in your community perpetuate and continue to do, right? And don't come out immediately defending the trans community and not just diving a little bit deeper on the why behind it. That's all I'm saying. So y'all, it's time to get up out of here. Let me turn my music up just a little bit more. It's been a great show. We got about 70 people here today. Okay, is Auntie getting back in that algorithm? The Jazz Club. What? Round of applause. I appreciate y'all so much for being here. I appreciate y'all. Every time you pull up to the space, make sure you like the video, share the video. Oh, Lord. Sorry. Make sure you like the video, hype the video when we are done. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Welcome in. I'm your auntie, your cool auntie, your young hot auntie. This is the Jazz Club, y'all. We've officially been named. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to the Jazz Club goers. Okay, what's going on? Until next time, y'all. I will see you in the next stream. Y'all know what to do. We're going to dance up out of here. It's just the Jazz Club. What? We dance around here. Come on. Let me make sure I got all the super chats. I got them. Thank y'all so much. Y'all. Then hit that point like, baby, please. Always ready with a side eye grin. Call it out, then she dive back in. Her voice got weight, her wig got spark. Okay, there we go. All right, y'all. I'm out. Until next time. For real. Stay black. I'll be back soon. Bye.